hook up for a goal at 282 and hit the ribs and
Hey everyone, welcome to Stoneham Arena and our MassHighSchoolHockey.com coverage of the big battle here in D2 North between Marblehead and North Reading. Should be a good one here, coming from almost a full house here at Stoneham. 5 o'clock start for the first game, 7:45 start for the second game. Really looking forward to this tilt here as we've got the 17-15-1 Marblehead Magicians facing off against the 16-2-2 North Reading Hornets. The Hornets will be skating to my right in the yellow uniforms, while Marblehead and the Magicians will be to our left in the black and red trim. So again, both teams having very strong seasons. Both teams actually led by a combination of brothers. So you're going to hear a lot of the similar names. There's 3 Driscoll brothers and 2 Day brothers skating for the North Reading team, and all 5 players there are point getters. So when Paul and I call this game, we may be yelling Driscoll and Day quite often when North Reading has the puck. Leading the Magicians and leading the way for them is 3 brothers. The 3 Koopman brothers will lead the way there for Marblehead. Tom Koopman is a senior captain. He comes in with 36 points. His younger brother is Matt Koopman, a sophomore, coming in at 36 points. And Kyle Koopman coming in at 18 points. So again, 3 real good, strong goal scorers there for Marblehead, and 3 brothers. Both, let's see, Kyle and Matt are twins. So again, the Koopmans, the Driscolls, and the Days as we almost get ready to get underway here from Stoneham Arena. Big thank you out to all our friends at Stoneham Arena. Rink manager Lou, thank you for setting us up here. And special thanks to the schools that are making this possible tonight. All 4 schools coming together, reaching out to us here at MassHighSchoolHockey.com, asking Rick Comfort if our team would come out to cover this Division II battle, and we're happy to do so. So all 4 schools and their hockey boosters stepping up to make this possible tonight. So again, if you're interested in having MassHighSchoolHockey.com come out to any of your tournament games, just contact Rick Comfort, info@MassHighSchoolHockey.com, and Rick will happy to try to coordinate it here alongside Pat Serio from SerioVideo.com. So again, we're streaming live off of both websites. We'll bring you both games here tonight. Very excited to be a part of this Division II North action, and we will be all over at the Boston Garden on Sunday for the 4 Division 1A games. Those are starting off at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Those are going to be streamed by the National Federation High School, so NFHS, and you can get those games off of the MIAA.net website. So go right on the MIAA.net homepage, and you'll see right in the middle of the page the various packages that are available for the 1A tournament. But MassHighSchoolHockey.com, as you know, we stream these games for free. And, you know, again, we thank the boosters for stepping up to make this one possible. Anyone interested in sponsoring any of the tournament games to make these happen through MassHighSchoolHockey.com, again, just reach out to Rick Comfort at MassHighSchoolHockey.com. Just about ready to get our starting lineups here as we get ready for game number 1 of a 2-game special here. And it will probably take us a little time to get used to both teams here, as Paul and I have not seen either of these 2 teams yet during the season, but certainly have followed them along on MassHighSchoolHockey.com, looking at the D2 rankings and knowing that these are 2 of the top teams in the state of Mass, and no strangers to the tournament, as Marblehead won the 2011 state championship, so just coming off of that a couple of years ago. And certainly North Reading, always a powerhouse in MassHighSchoolHockey.com play. So we're getting ready for the starting lineups here now, and Paul McNamara climbing into the booth. So and a big round of applause as Paul Mack comes into the booth, and the fans are ecstatic about that. But that is, of course, for the starting goaltender of the Marblehead Magicians, but we'll let Mr. McNamara.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for. I haven't missed a face-off yet, but it's getting closer. These Friday early starts, you know.
So, Paul, just saying, we've got the opportunity to shout out the 3 Koopman brothers, then the 3 Driscoll brothers, and then the 2 Day brothers. So, we should be playing this one a lot.
We should be playing this one in Philadelphia.
So, in our second game, we'll have Beverly versus Danvers. So another just super game for the North Shore here in Mass High School.
Great North Shore night tonight, Mark. I know it's a long trip for you up from the South Shore, but you know, we'll try to show you a little North Shore hockey here tonight, and we've not had the chance to see either one of these teams, so we're looking forward to a big night here in Stoneham. The kids love playing here in Stoneham, as we've said before, and they're going to get a chance to do so tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good one, Paul. You know, student sections very full. A lot of parents in the house, and we'll get ready here for the national anthem. Welcome back, everyone. Again, just setting the table for you. We are here at Stoneham Arena for the big D2 North tilt here between Marblehead, the Marblehead Magicians going at it 17-5-1. And then the Division II North Reading Hornets coming in at 16-2-2. The Hornets will be skating to our right, and Marblehead will be skating to our left. The second game will be a 7:45 start between the Beverly Panthers and the Danvers Falcons. And as Paul said, we haven't seen these teams yet this year, read a lot about them, and looking forward to calling this action for everybody tonight.
Yeah, these two teams come in, North Reading out of the Cape Ann League, had a great year, as you said, Mark, the record, a big record, and Marblehead plays in the very competitive North Shore League. The competition there with Winthrop and Beverly and Marblehead and the like. They had a good year. Both teams have had a good year. Obviously, that's why they're here. And we're about set to go here between North Reading and Marblehead. Take us a few minutes to get numbers and names down for you, folks, but the Hornets dump it in the Marblehead end. Back to get it there is number 9, Liam Gillis, one of the captains. He'll pop it out to center ice. And
Corey Collins there, a nice play, kind of back there by himself, Paul, but number 14, junior defenseman.
They get it up high to Tom Koopman, the captain. There's, as you said earlier, the Koopman, one of the brothers of the families, and you're going to see his younger brother,
Kyle and Matt, the younger twin brothers.
Yeah, Matt with 36 points, had a tremendous year, and Kyle the defenseman, with 18 points. So a lot to watch here, and again, bear with us, folks, as we get names and numbers down. Face off in the North Reading end. This is number 20, Sean McGreal, trying to wheel it around. Start a left wing breakout. Marblehead, good job of forechecking here. They control. A shot goes over the top of the net. That was Eric Powers. And now it's tipped wide. And Karen's back up the boards. North Reading will try to clear here. Sent into the middle, onto the stick of Sean McGreal. McGreal to his partner. They bang it off the boards and out into center ice. On it there for North Reading momentarily is Griffin Payne.
Yeah,
they
good
sent it in.
there,
Bid
Paul,
for Marblehead here, and a goal!
Oh.
Very early on!
Boy, all Magicians on that shift, and big goal there. A nice little tip-in deflection as the puck came right off the right post, and put in by number 19 of Marblehead is Eric Powers, the senior forward. So Eric Powers getting a goal with 13:56 remaining in the first period to put the Magicians up early in this one, and that big shift there, Paul.
Yeah, it looked like a harmless play, really, and all of a sudden there it was in the net. Powers, looks like Powers from Kalinowski. And now a third line out there for Marblehead here. They break again. It's Picarello down the left wing. A shot, a save there by the North Reading goaltender, and another save. Keith Linane called on early here in net for North Reading, and it's puck loose and now cleared up the boards and out by number 24, Patrick Driscoll, and that's going to be called for icing here.
Yeah, just trying to take the pressure off there, Paul, of the Hornets as Marblehead has come out flying. That second line really put a lot of pressure on the defense here as they caved in and were able to tip that puck in by goalie Keith Linane, who's had an incredible year. I mean, he's got 5 shutouts, 1.366 goals against average. So
puck loose in front
to get that first goal.
Shot there by Chris Cormier, goes wide, and now they battle behind the net. Del Vento can't get it out in front, and now this is going to be icing again on North Reading as they're just a little bit under siege here early in the game. That was number 4, Jared Potter, trying to get the cross-ice pass there under the stick of Shilly.
Yeah, it was Nicholas Day getting his stick on that
Nick
one.
Day,
Paul,
rather,
just, just shy of the red line and tipping it down ice, unable to control that outlet pass.
Face off to the right of Linane now, North Reading end. The Hornets able to come up with it. They send it around for Day in the left wing. A little bit of daylight there, but now it pops loose now. Coming in for North Reading and swinging around the net is number 19, Day. But Marblehead able to clear it.
Not a bad idea there, Paul, but he had the player coming down the right-hand side. Maybe could have taken a shot. Look for a rebound there.
Shepard can't get it deep, and now skating it out is Shilly up on the left wing here. It comes to Driscoll, Shane Driscoll, and now dumped in deep by Shilly, and he will change. Right wing corner play now. Griffin Payne on it, but stolen by Marblehead and stolen back by North Reading. They clear it to center. On it now is Corey Collins. He'll go cross ice to number 20, McGreal, who'll dump it deep. Chasing it for Marblehead is number 15, Trevor Gelano. Gelano trying to come up the right wing boards. Good forecheck there by North Reading. Comes back to the point. Collins can't play it, and they keep it in under the stick of Griffin Payne. He's knocked down there by Gelano. And now stealing from Marblehead is Haley. Brendan Haley coming down the right wing. Pops it off the boards. Goes deep into the corner. Matt Koopman kind of hanging around the slot looking for something to pop out there.
Nice little self-pass there by Braden Haley up the boards, going strong through the defenseman and trying to center a pass out front, but nobody there to collect it.
Collins falls down with a couple of forecheckers right in front of him, and now they get it up to 21. That's John Marullo. He dumps it in but can't get it deep, and Marblehead will break here. Matt Koopman on the forecheck here, and now it's kicked into the corner by number 12, Kalinowski. Centering pass out in front to Powers. Dangerous line here. Powers with the backhand. Save there by Lenane. Good save
there. Yeah, that was a nice play. And
back
behind
to
the play, Paul, number 9, Liam Gillis, just laying out one of the forwards. Big captain there in Gillis back there, manning the point.
And this is Gillis on the go.
Yeah.
Head of steam, loses the puck. Poked out to center by Velati. Now it's loose here, and number 4, Potter for North Reading, trying to get control, but Marblehead picks it up. Potter steals. Potter lays it up high. The wrist shot goes wide. That was 27, Nick Day, with a first real good scoring chance for North Reading. Puck comes loose to center again. Kalinowski with it. Kalinowski, right wing corner, comes in. Oh, what
the crossbar. Boy, what a nice
what a chance
shot.
for Tim Kalinowski.
Sure. Going high up over the left shoulder and just catching the outside of the crossbar.
Day now, nice drop pass for Potter. He's tripped up, and we're going to get a penalty on Marblehead here for a hook. And North Reading will go on the power play here at the 4:37 mark.
Yeah, good up and down action there, Paul, with 10:23 remaining in the first period. And North Reading going to go on a power play here for the first power play of the game. Looks like number 19, Eric Powers, our goal scorer, also getting the first penalty of the game on the hook.
He's getting early points on the hat trick. He's got a goal, now he's got a penalty.
The Gordie Howe hat trick, Paul.
So North Reading will set up the power play in the Marblehead end. They control, they get it back to the point. Looking there is McGreal. Now on it is 17, that is Griffin Payne. Into the middle, knocked away.
Yeah, nice job by Kyle Koopman deflecting that away with his skate.
And big Gillis is a big body in there too, number 9. They control behind the
Gillis
net.
Is a big kid.
Shane Driscoll up the boards to to Chris Onanian. And now Marblehead breaks. Chance here, shorthanded. Tom
Koopman coming down the left here.
Now wrist shot saved by Lenane on a shorthanded bid with 45 seconds to go and the penalty. Forechecking is Matt Koopman. Koopman, they're able to get it by him and onto the stick of Jared Potter. Potter over the line left wing, and it's offsides.
Yeah, right wing about 3 strides beyond that blue line, so clearly offsides. Officials getting that one right.
Yeah, that was Nick Day, I think, number
Nick
27.
Day offsides, 35 seconds remaining on the power play. 9:28 remaining in the period.
Very early on here, about a third of the way through the first period. Marblehead in black. North Reading in their gold. North Reading with 32 seconds of power play time left here. 13 Velati tries a centering pass, and Marblehead intercepts and throws a long one in on Lenane. And now circling for it is Thomas Day. Day will start out the left side. Get some speed over the line in the middle. It's 1-on-4. He'll circle back now. Cross point comes to Velati. Tees up a slap shot. Saved there by...
Yeah, real big save there by Barry.
Miles
Barry
Barry.
out in front of him. A lot of bodies in front.
First time we've had to say his name.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of the power play, so we're going to skate even here. 8:50 remaining in the first period, and good kill there by Marblehead, but a lot of good pressure also by North Reading.
Potter dumps it deep into the right wing corner and changes. Marblehead's breakout does not connect, and now the Hornets bank it off the stick. That's a high stick.
A high stick, yep.
28, I think, Piccarello. There's no 29, so I think it's 28.
Owen Piccarello getting his stick up high there and deflecting it down. And, of course, once the Marblehead player touched it in the offensive zone, the first guy to touch it, we get a whistle and a face-off all the way down in the Marblehead zone, just to the right of Miles Barry.
Del Vento, McDonald, and Picarello out here, the forward line for Marblehead. Face-off control by Picarello momentarily, but North Reading picks it up, and now Marblehead breaks that up and skates to center. McDonald off on the left wing to number 26, Colin Daly. He can't get it in deep, and North Reading able to get it back out to center. And now sending it up is Michael Driscoll, but intercepted back there by number 6, P.J. Roy for Marblehead, and they dump it deep.
John Murillo, number 21, taking a little how do you do there as he was coming up the ice.
Lenane swings and misses. Chance here for Marblehead. That was Colby Shepard, Johnny on the spot. The wrist shot saved by Lenane.
Yeah, Lenane needed to come up with a good block of save there, Paul, after whiffing on the clear out. But stayed square. Good, God bless him. He stayed square to that puck and made a nice block of page.
Yeah, it's like baseball. You get 3 strikes. You know, that was just one.
Absolutely.
Teams take the opportunity on the offsides to change up here. It'll be Cormier, Shepard, and Del Vento for Marblehead, and for the centers are waved out here.
Cormier is going to have to come in and take the face-off here.
Onanian, Cormier, and Payne for North Reading, the opposing line, and goes over on the far side to Sean McGreal. McGreal up to the Marblehead line, but not deep, and skating it up through center is Liam Gillis.
Sides here, Paul.
Gillis with a head of steam sends a low one in between the legs of the defenseman. Lenane steers a wide centering pass and a goal! 2 from 22.
I believe that was Cormier that got the goal, but Gillis certainly made that happen, Paul. That was all Gillis. Gillis coming into this game with 22 points, the senior defenseman with the big rush and caving in the defense and making a nice little pass out front. And I believe it was Chris Cormier putting it in the back
it's Cormier's first goal of the year.
I believe that was Matt, right, Paul? Matt Koopman with that
number
goal.
7, Matt Koopman with a
36
wrister.
Points coming in. That's point number 37, 19 goals. 18 assists on the year from Matt Koopman. He had an earlier chance where he hit the crossbar, so that kid can obviously find the back of the net.
2 goals in 20 seconds for Marblehead, and North Reading calls a quick timeout here early in the opening period.
Geez, one of the top goaltenders in the state of Massachusetts, and Lenane, and they're down 3-0 with 7:17 remaining in the first period. Again, not a whole lot the goaltender could do on those goals. It's just
that was a great wrist shot there.
Yeah, great wrist shot. The Magicians have just been, really just flying all over.
They've been magicians.
They've been magicians with the puck, finding the back of the net. And, certainly a very strong start for Marblehead. And
it's and North Reading, I mean, they've got 6 shutouts on the year. They're 5-0-1 in their last 6, 10-1-1 in their last 12. And, for them it's, oh, my gosh, what are we into here?
Yeah, they're not used to this, I'm sure. As you said, coming in at 16-2-2, and certainly not expecting to fall behind. Goaltenders only goals against is 1.36, so they've already doubled that here in the first period. The
reward here is the winner of the Tewksbury-Masconomet game that's going to be played at 8 o'clock tonight over in Woburn. And now center is thrown out again, and North Reading, Potter rather, will try to dump it deep. Marblehead will break it out again. This is Kyle Koopman, Powers, 19. Kalinowski in front, camped out along with Dean Fader. They had numbers there, but North Reading able to come the other way.
We talk about that, Paul. Sometimes getting that bye is no favor. North Reading getting the bye in the first round, and Marblehead beating Haverhill 4-0, and
get the skating legs going.
They haven't stopped. They're playing very strong here. Very strong first period. A lot of offense.
Nick Day
stepping up nicely.
Nick Day can't get it by 15. Trevor Gelino at center, and now it is dumped into the Marblehead end, where Gelino will pick it up. Gelino sends it up, intended for Colin Daly. Misconnects there, and now North Reading able to dump it into the zone. Michael Driscoll hands it down. Swinging the net is P.J. Roy, and he'll come the other way to Gelino. Quick tip pass up to Daly, who sends away 28. That's Del Vento. Marblehead tries to get it in deep. North Reading can't get it out of the zone. A good job by by Picarello.
Boy, the
to send it in
Magicians
deep.
are really, really good at creating those odd man rushes, Paul. They get that puck out into the middle. And
The guys without the puck join the rush very well. Here they are again. Chance in, close. Backhand, never makes it through by McDonald, and now pokes over into the left wing corner. Picarello can't pick it up. They get it back to the point. The shot goes wide. The long shot in by P.J. Roy.
Lifting their heads up, Paul. They got to look up ice. They're just turning and firing, or they're making blind passes back to the point. You know, as we look across at Marblehead's bench and Coach Bob Jackson patting his boys on the back and telling them to keep the pressure up. I mean, keep the foot on the floor here, the pedal to the floor, and don't look back because you got a tough Hornets team that can score goals.
Great play there by Chris Cormier to pick it out of the fray. Now Cormier in the corner. He's got help over there with Del Vento. And up high is Colby Shepard. Good job by this line.
Yeah, Del Vento, real good forecheck there by number 22. He's a senior forward.
Nice play by Shepard to get it back into the zone. Good support by Cormier, but now the Hornets are able to take it away. And there's big number 9, Liam Gillis at the line.
Gillis is,
he's a
big body, isn't he?
He is a presence.
He is a presence, and he's got a good, you know, you can tell he's a heady player as he jumps into that passing lane and steals the puck.
Gillis now with a move. Backhander saved by Linane.
Sees the ice so well. Good heady player looking up, and we're going to get another turnover here.
Yeah, good steal there by Kyle Koopman.
Yeah, certainly could have got it in.
For Haley in front. Goes off the side of the net, and North Reading finally able to come up with it. The long pass up goes off the stick of Nick Day. Retreating for Marblehead is Gianesco.
Yeah, they wave off the icing there, Paul, as he was right at center ice, pretty much right at the dot there.
Here comes Matt Koopman, 2-on-2. The wrister, nice saved by Linane, it's loose. And following up is Powers. But Linane, good job to lean on that left leg.
Yeah, Linane had to come up large. That had 4-0 written all over it as we only have 3:43 remaining in the first period. And the Magicians find themselves up 3 quickly here early in the first. They scored 3, and the Hornets kind of hanging on, but really no offense whatsoever for the Hornets since that power play.
And Marblehead with a 3-0 lead. They've only allowed 6 goals in the last 8 games, Mark, and included in those 8 games are 4 shutouts, the last 3 in a row. Wow. So they haven't had a goal scored on them, and this is period number. Oh, what a save by Linane!
Well, Linane's doing his part, Paul. He's trying to keep this a game. I mean, we talked about him prior to the game coming in. He's one of the best goaltenders here in the state, having 5 shutouts and a 1 point.
Wicked wrister. I think that was Fader, 17.
Yeah, Fader's got a good shot. He's shown that off twice already now tonight.
It's Fader, Powers, and Kalinowski here.
Well, 3-on-3 here. See
Hornets the other way.
Oh, boy, tough.
Saved there by Barry, and he lost sight of it. It bounced up right over his body. Now back to get it is Ben Shilley. Shilley will come up the boards looking for help in the man of Michael Driscoll. And here's Shilley up the middle. He's a 3-man rush.
Good feed there.
Sends it over to Michael Driscoll.
Yeah, they work in the corner. Brothers skating together here, and
now it's stolen
Michael trying to make some offense happen. That puck bounced on him a little bit there as he was able to control it.
To Kalinowski, can't get around the North Reading defense, and they poke it out to center. Just off the bench and on the move for Marblehead is 27, Alex Del Vento. Centering pass, it's loose. The follow by Picarello deflects wide, and the Hornets are able to break it out. This is Griffin Payne, 17. Can't get by the Marblehead player at the line. That was 26, Colin Daly, the forward. Good job. And finally Payne able to knock it free, but right onto the stick of Del Vento. Del Vento stick handling along the boards. Gives a pass up for McDonald. Cam McDonald trying to center. Good play by Sean McGreal for the Hornets to thwart that centering pass. McDonald tries to cycle it down low, but onto the stick of a Hornet.
Griffin, we're going to get cross-check here coming up on Marblehead. So the Hornets are going to get their second power play opportunity here. Cross-check with 1:56 remaining in the first, and again, the Hornets find themselves trailing 3-0 at an early flurry by the Magicians, and the Hornets got to look to answer. If they can cut this to a 2-goal lead, Paul, they'd be happy.
Yeah, that's
in the locker room, I think.
They got to be thinking in small victories here, small successes.
It's a bad break.
Puck bounces off the boards in favor of Marblehead, but Good job to retreat and get the loose puck there is Jared Verlatti. Now steal here by Matt Koopman, short-handed. Left wing corner, he's all alone. He'll go all the way around the net and try to jam it. Good job by Lenane there, the North Reading goaltender, to be aware. And now the whistle goes as the net's about 4 feet off.
Yeah.
Our favorite
it wasn't
play.
4 feet off, but I think those magnets look a little more solid, Paul, than what we saw earlier. But Lenane kind of making sure the officials saw that it was off.
1:06 to go on the North Reading power play, but the faceoff will be in their end here with 1:31 to go in the period, as you see on the clock there. It's been all Marblehead. They lead at 3-0. All even strength goals. They have not had a power play yet.
They have not. This is the second power play of the night for the Hornets. They had a good power play early on, Paul, so let's see if they can get some offense going here.
Fader and Powers, the Marblehead penalty killers. And this is Powers trying to come up with it as he battles with Jared Potter. And now North Reading controls. Thomas Day in the middle, and shot in that's steered wide by Miles Barry, the Marblehead goaltender, who's been fairly relaxed this period. He hasn't had a lot of
yeah, maybe seen a handful of shots.
And there's one right there that bounces across the crease up in the air. And now knocking down Fader is big number. I think that's Jake LaRoche, normally a defenseman, but he's up
captain,
up front on the power play. Now Matt Koopman steals the outlet pass here. Koopman trying to go in short-handed. That Matt Koopman and Tom Koopman out there.
3-on-2 here.
Here come the Hornets. Jared Potter over the line. Wrist shot deflects off the stick of Gillis. Now far side turning, and Onanian trying a one-timer.
5 seconds on the power play, Paul. 4. So
the Koopman brothers are in. Matt Koopman to Tom Koopman. Tom Koopman, top of the circle. Wrist shot near side, gloved by Lenane.
So Marblehead able to kill their second shorthanded opportunity of the game here with 23.2 seconds remaining in the first period. So nice job by the Magicians killing that one. Not a whole lot out of the Hornets on that power play.
Yeah, good job by Marblehead. As a matter of fact, they might have had more chances than North Reading on that power play. On that shorthand from Marblehead. They steal again. Matt Koopman turns into the circle, high slot, wrist shot down low, save Lenane. Cleared away by North Reading with 7 seconds to go. Icing will be called here.
Matt Koopman to just create that space, Paul, coming out from the corner here on the far left of the goaltender and just circling right in the middle of the ice.
Lenane did a great job on that one. His eyes were on the puck the whole way. He kept position. Nice save down low.
Yeah, good low shot by Cooper looking left side, and a big save there by Lenane, as you said.
Matt Koopman to take the draw here against Thomas Day. North Reading able to control it. They send it around the far boards, and the period ends here as the clock winds down to all zeros here at Stoneham in the Division II North quarterfinal game between the North Reading Hornets and the Marblehead Magicians. And right now, after one, it's 3-0 Marblehead. The goal scorers in the period, Eric Powers at 1:04 from Tim Kalinowski. And then at 7:23, Marblehead struck again. This time it was Chris Cormier on assists from Max Del Vento and Liam Gillis. And just 20 seconds later, Marblehead made it 3-0. An unassisted goal,
by
at
Matt
least
Koopman.
from here, by Matt Koopman.
Yeah.
And only 2 penalties in the period. They were both Marblehead infractions. North Reading unable to connect on the power play. They trail it 3-0 after one.
So as you said, Paul, the winner of this game is going to go on to play in the semifinal on March the 5th over at the Chelmsford Forum, and they will face the winner of the Tewksbury Masconomet game, which is being played tonight, as you said, over in Woburn. So
yeah, Tewksbury's the number 3 seed here. North Reading the number 2 in the tournament. Marblehead is a 7, and Masco is a 6. Masco had to play an earlier game against Revere. They were victorious 5-1, and as you said earlier, Mark, Marblehead shutting out Haverhill in in the first round 4-0.
Yeah, so Marblehead not only putting on a little bit of an offensive show here, but not giving up a goal now in
13 periods at least.
Play. Yeah, at least 13 periods for what we have here with us. And, again, Coach Jackson, Bob Jackson, the head coach of Marblehead's got to be very, very happy with the performance of his Magicians as they came in.
Or the Headers. The traditionalists always call Marblehead the Headers.
The Headers.
So we'll give it to the Headers tonight, and they lead it 3-0. And Bob Jackson, a Marblehead native, great hockey player in the long line of tradition of Marblehead headers.
Yeah, 2011 state champion. So they're
no strangers to the tournament.
To the tournament at all. No strangers to the Garden or finding their way to the Garden. So North Reading has their work cut out for them, Paul. They can't obviously being down 3-zip against a team that hasn't given up a goal in 13 periods. It's an uphill climb.
Right, and it was a strategic timeout halfway through the first period. You don't like to use it that early, but your first game in the tournament, you're playing a team that's experienced and that's all over you for the first 7 minutes. And by the way, they put 3 by your very good goaltender.
Absolutely, on 4 shots.
Yeah,
so,
and
you got shots.
Yeah,
again,
you got to make that determination and call that timeout early. And it was strategic. It settled them down. They played a little bit better. Well, they played a lot better from there on in, and they held Marblehead off the board after that for the rest of the first period. Now they just got to chip away and get one back at a time.
Yeah, and the Hornets stayed out of the penalty box. They need to continue to stay out of the penalty box as they try to overcome a 3-goal deficit here as we get ready for the second period. So Paul and I will be back with you, possibly with an interview in between periods, but if not, we'll be back with the start of the second period shortly. All right, welcome back, everyone, for the start of the second period here as the Magicians of Marblehead lead the Hornets of North Reading 3-0 as we begin the second period. Just a couple of updates on the goal scoring there. There was an assist that we had missed on the first goal, so again, recapping the 3 Marblehead goals. Eric Powers getting the first goal, assist coming from Tim Kalinowski, number 12, and then also getting an assist on that goal is senior defenseman number 15, Trevor Gillino. So 2 assists there. And then the third goal, which came from Matt Koopman. There was an assist on that one from brother Tom Koopman, number 5. Shots on net for the period at Marblehead with 16 shots, North Reading with 3 shots. So again, Marblehead just dominating that first period of play and obviously skating away with a 3-0 lead here as we get it ready for the start of the second period. But shots again 16-3 in favor of Marblehead.
Yeah, I just heard that 16-3 mark, and that was it was a tough period for North Reading. We'll see if they can turn things around a little bit here in the second period, and certainly the end of the first period couldn't come soon enough for the Hornets.
Yeah, the Hornets were seeing a wave of black and red throughout that period as the Magicians just continued to carry the play and dominating 16-3. But fortunately for the Hornets, they have a good goaltender between the pipes, and he's able to keep it a 3-goal game. Easily, with 16 shots on him, easily could be 4 or 5-0 here.
Yeah, absolutely. Play underway here in the second period. On it over on the far side is Gillis for Marblehead. Good forecheck by the Hornets. Now Gillis trying to get it around to Kyle Koopman. Misses connection. Now Potter behind the net, centering pass. Looking for number 19, Day. That does not connect. Now Tom Koopman able to send Braden Haley away. Haley centering pass. Deflects behind the net. Pass out in front. And Koopman misses. What a save by Lenane.
By Lenane again as that puck was bouncing right out in front of him and able to get the body in front of that.
Gillis with the pass over from Koopman. We got 3 Koopmans on the ice now as Haley is skating with Matt Koopman. And Matt Koopman steals. Tries to drag it right out front, but Thomas Day picks it up for North Reading. Can't get it by Gillis at the line. Sends it in deep. Goes wide to the right. Karam's off the backboards. And a collision here. A big hit. And Haley on the rebound. Center in front, pass in front to Matt Koopman.
Yeah, Jared Potter taking the worst of that one, Paul, as he turned around quickly and found a big body standing right in front of him that sent him to the ice. And
Corey Collins now trying to break out for North Reading. Long breakaway pass. In alone. A shot and a save by Barry.
Miles Barry coming
number 9, Shane Driscoll snuck off the bench and was open at the far blue line. A nice outlet pass there, hit him in stride, and a great chance for North Reading to get on the board, but Miles Barry came up with his biggest stop of the night.
Yeah, Driscoll trying to go 5-hole there, and Barry having none of it, so big save for him. As you said, he's only seen 4 shots, but that one was a tester.
Here's Shane Driscoll again on it. Trying to stick in, centering pass. Good attempt there. But Griffin Payne was covered well by the Marblehead defense. And now the headers break. And we're going to get a hooking penalty on Marblehead here. So another opportunity for the Hornets.
Yeah, the Hornets going to go on their third power play with 13:25 remaining in the second period. And Hornets a little more life in this period, Paul. But again, you look up and Marblehead just turns it around all of a sudden. You know, looked like... Reading had some pressure, and Marblehead turned it right around on them.
Yeah, there were a couple of opportunities for Marblehead to make this a 4-0 game with the first line of the 2 Koopmans and Haley out there, and boy, it just bounced right for North Reading. And on the go, here is Powers, the race with Lenane. Lenane pops it up and into the corner onto the stick of his teammate Thomas Day as they'll start the power play breakout here, and Day over the line cautiously sends it in, gloved by Koopman and ice down the length of the rink. And covering it up is Lenane with Fader right on the doorstep there.
Yeah, Griffin Payne just going hard, skating hard like the rest of the Magicians do. And there he is Dean Fader, that was, skating down to force that icing. So number 17, Dean Fader.
Marblehead with 3 Koopmans and a Gillis out there to kill this penalty. And here comes Jared Velade. Velade over the red line, over the blue, dumps it deep. North Reading on the man up here for another 52 seconds. But Marblehead able to pick it up, and Matt Koopman sent away by Thomas Koopman. Matt Koopman can't get around Thomas Day, the forward, playing defense on the power play.
That was a nice play by Day. It looked like Koopman was going to get around him. So
Matt Koopman steps over one defender. Wrist shot up high. Lenane with a glove save.
Yeah, Lenane has done everything in his power to keep his team in this game, as that's at least shot number 20, maybe 21 on him. Only 3 goals given up. And again, those 3 goals coming early in the game. So he has been really rock solid for the past 16, 17 shots. He hasn't given up a goal.
Fader and Powers now up front for Marblehead, killing the rest of this 27 seconds off. Defensemen are Gelino and P.J. Roy. Onanian on the puck far side for North Reading. Gets it down low. In the corner to Shane Driscoll, back up top. Slap shot goes wide. That was teed up by Patrick Driscoll.
Yeah, nice pinch there by Sean McGrail, stepping in to keep that puck in the zone. But we're going to get a face-off with 4 seconds remaining in the power play.
Yeah, Corey Collins is the left point on this, playing with Sean McGrail back on the power play defense positions. I miscalled Corey Collins. Sorry about that. He's 14, not 24.
Yeah, Sean McGrail again doing a good job there. And
Fader will take the draw with Onanian here. Onanian for North Reading wins it. McGrail knocks it away from Powers. Good hustle by Collins to knock it in deep, and back to get it is Del Vento for Marblehead. Penalty over. Marblehead back at full strength. They've killed another one off.
North Reading's just not playing with a lot of confidence here, Paul. You know, they're shying away from some of those passes where, you know, in previous games they'd probably be jumping inside that blue line to keep that puck in, and they're just kind of back on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great point. Confidence, Mark. You know, it's hard to have confidence when you know, in 7 minutes you get out 3-0, but you know, they've stabilized things in the last 7 and 4, you know, 3 or 4 last 10 or 11 minutes of play. They've had as many chances as Marblehead. And
absolutely. I mean, Keith Linane is certainly shaking it off. He's playing with nothing but confidence right now, as he's said.
Yeah, he's getting better and better.
18 to 20 shots. So he's getting better as the game goes along. He needs his offense to pick him up a little bit here.
Including that last one on Cam McDonald right off the faceoff. On the draw is Picarello for Marblehead. North Reading able to win it. Skating around is Ben Shilley. Shilley up the boards for Patrick Driscoll. They can't get by the forecheck of Marblehead here, and it's pinned against the boards. Left wing corner, offensive zone, Marblehead. And Shilley is knocked down on an elbow, and Marblehead's going to get another penalty here.
Yeah, that elbow came up really high on Ben Shelley, number 7.
It's going to be Colin Daly.
So Shilley, the senior defenseman, drawing that penalty as he was playing the puck in the corner, and 11-17 remaining in the second. Here's the 4th power play for the Hornets, and as you said, Paul, that last power play, maybe Marblehead had more opportunities than the Hornets here. So North Reading's going to get it going.
They got to get puck possession and slow it down and get 1 goal. You know, they just got to settle it down. Don't worry about mistakes.
Face-off on these power plays too, Paul. I think all 4 power plays have lost the initial face-off, which has been dumped deep into their own zone. And here come the Magicians again, just putting pressure on the puck.
Real aggressive penalty kill by Marblehead, and you can do that when you've got a 3-0 lead. Now it's chipped into the zone by Jake LaRoche. Centering pass here by Griffin Payne. Nobody there, and it goes off the net and cleared away by Marblehead with 1 minute on the penalty.
No surprise there, as Matt Koopman was the one to find the puck and dump the puck, and they're gonna wave the icing off here too, as
Koopman and Fader, the forwards on this penalty kill, and that's Matt Koopman sending it.
Play right there, Paul, coming out of the corner, looking up ice, seeing the big opening and letting it rip. Nice play by Matt Koopman again. He's having a super game.
Thomas Day now trying to walk through traffic, close to an offside here, and he scores! Thomas Day! The captain of the Hornets!
Nice little wrist shot by Thomas Day as he came down that left-hand side, and The goalie went down a little early there, Paul. I thought Miles Barry gave up way too much of the net up high, and Day did not hesitate to shoot it right above that right shoulder. And big goal big power play goal for the Hornets.
You know, they should give an assist to Lenane on that. He teed it up for Day, and Day just took it the length of the ice, cut through some traffic on the left, and let go a great wrist shot up high, right under the bar to beat Miles Barry and get the Hornets on the scoreboard, and so first score on Marblehead in 4 games.
Yeah, 31 points now for Thomas Days. He's got 10 goals and 21 assists.
Here they come again now. Circling for Marblehead is P.J. Roy. They get it to center. And sent in deep by Cormier. Lenane leaves it there for defenseman McGreal. McGreal up the left wing for Payne into the middle. They can't clear.
Well, the penalty's finally catching up to Marblehead here as
Colby
Hornets
Shepard
able to convert on the fourth power play of the game. So,
Shepard with the steal. And now McGreal will dump it in deep as North Reading needs to change.
Sure, absolutely. They've been on that ice for a while there. 9:19 remaining in the second period. They cut it to a 2-goal lead, the dreaded 2-goal lead. So we'll see what happens here.
Lenane will cover up as the Koopmans played catch with it here, and I think North Reading's going to be called here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high sticking call. It looked like the official put the arms up to signal a high stick.
It's going to be Tim Russell, I believe.
Yeah, that's number 10. Tim Russell, senior defenseman, going to the box for the Hornets. So this will be the first power play for Marblehead tonight, and they've got they've got their number 1 line out here, led by Matt Koopman taking the face-off. Yeah,
3 Koopmans on the ice, along with it looks like Haley and
Liam Gillis. Point.
Here's Matt Koopman. Nice move in, saved by Lenane. Koopman tripped up, gets it out to Tom Koopman. Matt Koopman with it, behind the net, trying to set up. He'll go into the right wing corner, bring it halfway up the boards, lay it over to brother Kyle, but it jumps over his stick, back to Matt Koopman, over to Kyle Koopman.
Yeah, Koopman had Gillis going to the net hard there, but kind of a good decision to skate outside with that puck as there was no passing zone there.
Here's Haley. Haley should have shot that puck, I think, but tries it one extra stick handle and loses it, and North Reading able to clear with 47 seconds to go on the power play for Marblehead.
Yeah, so 8:25 remaining in the second period. Marblehead finding themselves up 3-1, and on a power play here, as you said, Paul, with 46 seconds remaining on the power play. Real good puck movement, some good opportunities there, maybe some missed opportunities by not shooting the puck there on that last rush, but good power play here so far, and North Reading's got to get this puck out of the zone.
And they do. Shorthand attempt to get it in the zone. And they're finally able to do so.
Oh, here comes Gillies. He'll probably go coast to coast here, Paul. Looking to do so.
He gets it in deep onto the stick of 14. That's Corey Collins. Can't clear. Kyle Koopman sends it down deep again. Fader on it there. Dean Fader. Back up top to Gillis. Gillis looks, waits, sends one in that goes wide and caroms off the backboards. Now over on the right point. Up top is Kalinowski, shot by Gillis, deflected up high, still in play, and now sending away, trying to send him away, trying to send Nick Day away as the penalty expires, and North Reading
penalty expired, so we're going to get an icing here with 7:35 remaining, but Gillis' shot was deflected up over the net, big screen in front of the net, so the Hornets glad that one didn't reach Lenane because he had a big crowd in front of him, so the faceoff's going to come to Lenane's left.
And right back out there are the Koopmans, this time with, it's Haley as well, so the regular line. Good job over there by Gelino to keep it in. Gelino and a wrist shot here by Haley. It's loose. Lenane covers up.
Yeah, nice job by Lenane to control that rebound. Nice and square to the shot. Kind of a tricky shot. Looked like a little bit of a knuckle puck there coming in on him, but he was able to control that rebound, and here comes Matt Koopman for the faceoff.
On the draw with Onani, and Koopman wins it. Right back to P.J. Roy. It's loose. Well, we are back. 4:39 to go. Second period of play. We lost a little time there, but we not missed any goals.
No, just more saves by Keith Linane. He's made about 7 since we went off.
Here's Del Vento, leaves it for Gillis through a screen. Save, rebound, attempt there by Shepard. Save by Linane. Shepard on the rebound.
Linane's got to be nearing 30 shots, 32 shots here. Keeping his team, keeping this to a 2-goal game single-handedly.
Collins up to Shane Driscoll. They can't get through the traffic.
I'll tell you what, Paul, this is a scary 2-goal lead for Marblehead. I mean, if somehow the Hornets can put one in the back of the net and cut this to a 1-goal lead, it's all Keith Linane that they could thank for that.
Here's Cormier the shot. Linane again, right where he has to be. They chase it around. This is Velati going on it with Haley and Kalinowski. I'm sorry, that's Powers. Now back to the point. Gillis a shot, goes wide. Powers on it in the corner. Back check there by Velati.
Gillis loves to put the puck on net.
Steal Kalinowski, saved by Linane. Fader in back of the net. Fader with it. Poked off his stick by Velati.
Goalie coach Joe Bertagna would be proud of this performance here, Paul. What a great, looks similar to the kid down in Falmouth that we were calling earlier. There's a breakaway.
Breakaway North Reading, the shot, a save by Barry. That was Michael Driscoll, the sophomore who went in alone, and that's 2 breakaways.
2 breakaways, 2 big saves by Barry. Again, he could have cut it to a 1-goal game here, and I think if he had, Marblehead would have been scratching their heads. So 3:06 remaining on the second period. Marblehead hanging on to a 3-1 lead, but things are starting to get a little shaky here because they cannot find the back of the net anymore against Keith Linane. He has stopped everything. Got to be a good 30 straight shots that he saved, I believe.
Here comes Koopman with Koopman and Haley. 3-on-2. Matt Koopman trying to get around Shilly. Knocked away in front by Tim Russell and knocked out of the zone. Good job.
Yeah, a lot of speed there by number 7, Matt Koopman. We've seen him do that a couple of times today. He certainly can make things happen with that puck.
Tom Koopman dumps it in right wing corner. They try to break it out with Nick Day on the left side. Kept in at the point by Kyle Koopman. And now controlled by nobody, but picked up by Thomas Day. Day leaves it off for number 4. That's Potter. Potter's shot is blocked. Day on the rebound.
Yeah, good idea by Potter trying to get that shot off, but unable to get it through the defense. And out comes Burlington, Marblehead again here.
Nice play up Matt Koopman to Thomas Koopman. Leaves it back to Kyle Koopman. Kyle Koopman down low looking for Tom Koopman. Picked up by Matt Koopman. His pass up to Gianecco.
Boy, what a great back check by Matt Koopman there. Slow getting out of the zone is number 22, Max Del Vento, and he gets a shot off that save.
Cormier with a wrist shot.
I think it was Del Vento was part of that collision back in the offensive zone. A little slow getting out of there, and fortunate for him, he was standing right on the blue line as the pass came out to him, and just another day at the office for Keith Linane.
Onanian and Fader on the draw. Kicks off to Griffin Payne of North Reading. They get it to center, but now coming the other way is Kalinowski. Tim Kalinowski, wrist shot, save Linane.
Save Linane as the Magicians put on a little more pressure, and Linane isn't falling for any of these magical moments, Paul.
I like that one, Mark.
We got to spice it up a little bit, Paul.
Here's Kalinowski. Kalinowski with an uncle who's a sportscaster in Boston and is in the building tonight, Mike Lynch. They battle over there. One Marblehead guy able to hold off 3 North Reading. Gelino now a shot through the slot, picked off and skated away by number 20, Sean McGreal. McGreal over the line, 3-on-3, tripped up and goes down, but North Reading maintains possession. Shane Driscoll, and now it's taken away by Marblehead, taken away back by North Reading.
Yeah,
and a penalty coming up here.
Yeah, good hit by Dean Fader, but now I think he might be getting a penalty. The initial hit was clean, but
we got a holding call.
A hold coming up.
It looks like it may be on Griffin Payne. He doesn't like the call.
Yeah, Fader with the big hit early in that first period, and it's really been all Magicians here, but opportunity.
Day over to Velati, but the play is offsides on the power play with 1:12 to go. Man advantage, but just 51 seconds to go in the second period of play. It's 3-1 Marblehead.
Yeah, you can look across the way, Paul, and see that Coach Bob Jackson's level of stress has increased quite a bit since that first goal and certainly since this last penalty.
Day, Potter, and LaRoche the forward line here. And 19 Day, the forward, will be playing the point along with Valade. Now steal here by Marblehead, shorthanded. Kalinowski shot. He had it labeled for top left.
Kyle Koopman picked his pocket. Coming in from the left point was number 14, Kyle Koopman, and now in come the Hornets.
Steal by Kalinowski. Valade takes it back and dumps it deep, but the Hornets have to clear with 20 seconds in the period and 40 in the man advantage for North Reading.
Again, Marblehead real aggressive on the PK here.
Yeah, long pass up to number 19, Powers. 9 seconds now. Potter over the line. Drop pass here for Day. They can't get it in the slot here. There's going to be another penalty here. This one's on North Reading. It's going to be on Nick Day for high stick with 1.8 in the period.
Boy, that's a tough penalty to take. You're down by 2 goals. You got a good power play moving around here. 23 seconds were remaining on that power play. And as you said, number 27, Nicholas Day, the sophomore forward, will go to the box. 1.8 seconds remaining. So Marblehead will have a little bit of a man advantage as we start the third period, at least
about a minute
20
7
seconds. Yeah, sure.
They'll play 4-on-4 for 23 seconds, and then Marblehead will have a minute 7-second power play as the buzzer goes, ending the second period. Just 1 goal in the period. It belonged to North Reading. They got things, as we said, they got the ship straightened out, and with the help of Big Lanane in goal.
Yeah, they got the ship straightened
Keith
out.
Lanane
has just played out of his mind. Seeing 16 shots in that first period, probably a good number, another 16 shots here in the second period, and holding strong between the pipes to keep this a 2-goal game.
Yeah, we'll get those shots for you between periods, but as the teams go to the locker room for a breather here, it is Marblehead 3, North Reading 1. The only goal of the period belonged to North Reading. It was an even strength goal off the stick of Thomas Day. We didn't hear the announcement, but I think it was either unassisted or the goaltender might have gotten an assist, Lanane, and he deserves something. It was a power play goal, actually.
Lanane on that one, Paul, and we'll get the official scoring, like you said, and the shots on that. Couple of penalties that period, though. Yeah,
Marblehead took 3, North Reading took 3, and a couple of guys will be in the box to start the third period. Just for 21 seconds, Marblehead's Fader will be in there, and then Day will be in there for a bit longer. So.
Yeah, North Reading, certainly the Hornets need to stay out of that penalty box. Not a good penalty there as they were on the power play to
offensive zone, too.
Yeah, in the offensive zone.
Something you don't want to do.
Sloppy, lazy penalty, getting the high stick up. So, like you said, Paul, trailing 3-1 here. We'll get ready for the start of the third period. I'm sure it'll be a good one.
We'll be back.
I didn't know.
We're up here for the 1A playing games too. We got 4 on Sunday. So
All right, everyone, welcome back for the start of the third period here as we've got the Marblehead Magicians leading the North Reading Hornets 3-1 as the start of the third period. Both teams with a man in the penalty box. 21 seconds remaining on the penalty to Marblehead. They will go on a power play and have about a minute 8 on the power play after the penalties expire here. So, again, only one goal scored there in the second period coming from the North Reading Hornets. Number 19, Thomas Day, getting that goal and cutting it to a 2-goal lead. And we said earlier that, that 2-goal lead is always scary for a coach when you're sitting on that bench, looking up and seeing your team carrying the play throughout the game, but looking down the other end and seeing goaltender Keith Lenane just stopping every shot put on him since that early 3-goal lead. So, again, 3-1 here, Paul. And, the Hornets got an opportunity here to jump on a power play.
It's an important first couple of minutes for North Reading here. They're going to have to be 4-on-4 for 21 seconds, and then they're going to have to kill off about a minute 9 of a man down. So, important time for North Reading. If they get to the, 10-minute mark, 5 minutes in, 3-1 or maybe get one here, 3-2, we got a heck of a game down the stretch. Play underway, third period here. Teams, as we said, skating 4 aside in front of the goaltenders. Thomas Koopman now shot blocked by the North Reading defense, and they try to go up the boards. That is Potter who gets it to center, but it goes back to Kyle Koopman. Over to Matt Koopman. Marblehead power play.
On the power play, Paul. Yep.
Wrist shot save Lenane. We've said that enough tonight.
Yeah, Lenane, and that puck should have been cleared out there. Number 4's got to do a better job.
Absolutely.
That's Jared Potter. He's got to get that puck out of the zone.
Yeah, they're a man down. Set right there, too. You got to ice it. You're a man down. Centering pass, Thomas Koopman. Nice block there by Day. And now Gillis sends it down deep and takes a hit.
Yeah, Gillis always looking to take the body there and clogging up the zone. Here he comes with the puck now as he looks up ice and skates through the zone, takes it into the offensive zone himself.
Wrist shot down low, stick save by Lenane. On it is Matt Koopman. Matt Koopman, a sophomore. Nice pass. Redirect by Haley, goes wide. What a great backhanded look by Matt Koopman. Now down low, Gillis trying to pass it in and get a tip. Tom Koopman back up top to Gillis. Gillis, open man on the left wing, goes right side instead to Matt Koopman, trying to stick handle away from Patrick Driscoll, and they do get it to center.
Well,
penalty
over.
Out
of the box here, so 13:25 remaining in the period, skating 5 up.
Good job by North Reading, and now they dump it in deep. That's Collins, and he'll head to the bench on a change. He was out there for the whole penalty kill. And now turning and firing is 21 Marullo. But Marblehead comes the other way. Nice stick handle there, but taken away by North Reading. That was Kalinowski, Powers, who couldn't get it in deep, and now North Reading does get it in deep in the Marblehead end. Kalinowski will break out on the off wing, trying to poke it by Onanian. And now good support by P.J. Roy. Top of the circle, low angle, saved by Lenane, and he covers up.
Yeah, nice rush there by the sophomore defenseman P.J. Roy, number 6, coming strong down that right wing, carrying the puck all the way in and taking a nice low shot, trying to go 5-hole. They're trying to do anything. They're going to need some magic, I think, Paul, to get it past Lenane at this point.
He has played a strong game, 3 early ones, but the saves are mounting up. Did we get shots in the second period, Mark? I don't know.
No, we did not get shots, but I got to believe we're in the 32 to 33 shots on net range already.
Fourth line out here for Marblehead. Shot off the sideboards by Colin Daly. Saved by Lenane again. This is Colin Daly along with Cam McDonald and Owen Piccirillo. Headers control. Piccirillo right in front. Overskates and misses the net on the backside. The near side, his backside. Marblehead forechecks again. McDonald, good job. He goes hard on Velarde. Velarde gets it around the boards to Shane Driscoll. Driscoll pinned there. And
really
now it kicks out.
With the depth of Marblehead, Paul, as you said, a fourth line out here and carrying the play.
Now they break the other way. This is Griffin Payne getting it over the line, but nobody there. And now big Gillis will circle the net and try to get away. Good forecheck by the Hornets. Bounced off the boards by McDonald. Back to the point to Velati, who gives it up to Nick Day, who'll dump it. Chasing is Thomas Day. In the corner, pinned by Gillis. It's right underneath Gillis. He didn't know.
That puck right away after he laid into him there. And
down low is Potter. Potter looking for help. Finds Nick Day, but it goes off his skates. And now good stop at center and dumped in.
But that's the difference there, Paul, where Colin Day takes the puck from behind his net, gets his head up. You know, not a perfect pass to get it out of the zone, but again, he's looking off ice. He's trying to read the situation and try to move the puck.
Headers on the march again here. Kept in by Cormier. Cormier gloved it to himself.
I think that was Colby Shepard going to the front of the net with his stick down. Got a piece of that, deflected it up high.
Gianesco now out there for Gianeco for Marblehead. But North Reading controls in their end. Up to Marullo, left wing side. Marullo watched by Cormier. Marullo now lays it back for Corey Collins. Collins off the boards trying to hit Michael Driscoll. Can't connect on that, and Marblehead comes the other way.
Dumping it in. Colby Shepard, big kid, senior.
Big, tall kid, yep. North Reading trying to work a breakout here, but Marblehead doing a good job of forechecking. Cormier steals for the headers, and now finally they break it out over the line. This is Marullo, left wing, off wing. His shot is deflected by Shepard. Deep
Miles
into the
Barry
corner.
Not seeing a lot of shots in this game, Paul. That could be difficult for a goaltender, especially only a 2-goal game, looking down the other end of the ice and seeing the other kid just stopping everything that's thrown at him.
Kyle Koopman sends it up for Del Vento. He can't control, and North Reading does control. Shilley now. Ben Shilley over the line, left wing. 7-on-7, number 7 on number 7. And now it pops loose, and there's going to be a hooking call here on Kyle Koopman for Marblehead, and North Reading will get a power play opportunity.
Yeah, 9:56 remaining here in the third period, 3-1 Marblehead as they skate to the box again. I think that's penalty number 6 or 7, Paul. So Marblehead
sixth.
Is takes their 6th penalty of the evening, and you know, they're hanging on to this lead. They're clinging on to this lead. If the Hornets can convert here, we got a whole new game.
Hornets need to control this faceoff.
Certainly Marblehead's been aggressive on the PK all night, Paul. We'll see what happens here.
They've got Jake LaRoche, the big defenseman, camped in front of the net. Comes back to Velati, over to Thomas Day. Day up to LaRoche, who just bangs it deep in, but Thomas Koopman's going to be the only person there for it, and he's
Another
a Marblehead
nice
guy.
Job by Thomas Koopman, getting the head up, looking up ice, seeing the big hole up the boards, clearing it down nicely, and there's our boy Matt Koopman putting the pressure on again. And stealing the puck on the back check.
Potter can't get through center ice without Marblehead stealing it and sending it deep. 49 to go on the North Reading man advantage. Thomas Day, this is the play that scored the goal. Power play, and Day goes all the way. This time they jam him up in the middle and send it long and deep. And the only man near it is Eric Powers. Powers turns and fires a shorthanded bid. The net is off its mooring on the right side, left side, our left side, Lenane's right side.
Yeah, and there's a familiar name we've called all night, number 9, Liam Gillies, kind of making that happen in the corner, bumping the guy off the puck, get his head up, looks for the home run pass, and 33 scoring opportunity there.
33 ticks left on the North Reading man advantage. They skate behind the net. This is Sean McGreal. He'll stop and try to set things up. The breakout up to Tyler Kalos. Might be his first shift of the night, and now the Marblehead dumps it deep again. And McGreal will start out again up the left wing side.
Yeah, kind of surprised he took Thomas Day's line off. I didn't think they had been out there for the whole.
McGreal long shot in, saved by Barry there, and again that's been their big play is have a guy skate it over the line and take a shot.
Yeah, Miles Barry, making the save there. Shots on net, 35 for Marblehead, 7.
Wow.
For North Reading, so 35-7 of his shots on net.
This one is kept in over there. They get it over to Collins. His shot is blocked by the big pads of number 15, Gelano. Puck loose at the line. Penalty to Marblehead over. 2-on-2 break here. Matt Koopman into the middle. He's got 1 goal. And good play there by number 9, Shane Driscoll.
Yeah,
but
good play by Shane Driscoll there, Paul. You got it. He was able to get his stick.
Griffin Payne with a good pass over to Driscoll. Trying to get around P.J. Roy. Roy pins him to the backboards. And now coming up with it for North Reading is Griffin Payne, but goes right by the side of the net. On the rebound, Kalinowski missed the net near side. Kalinowski behind the net. Trying to lay it off for...
Kalinowski almost rewarded for that beautiful outlet pass that he just had, and then he gets a rebound off the backboards, but couldn't put it in the back of the net.
They're pounding away here, and now Schilly knocks down Powers.
And good shift here for...
good outlet pass to Driscoll. Driscoll overskates it. That's Michael Driscoll, and that's offsides.
Yeah, Michael Driscoll seeing his line mate streaking down the ice all by himself was brother Patrick Driscoll, and just couldn't quite... his head got ahead of his stick there, Paul. He looked up and saw the home run pass there, but the stick didn't respond correctly.
They'll probably talk about that around the dinner table this spring.
Yeah, I think
Remember that play I was open?
Yeah, remember that play where we could have cut it to a 1-goal lead and you missed me?
So again, 7:17 in the third, and Marblehead again with the 4th line out there. 10, 11, 12 forwards who can play the game and give some energy and give the other lines a rest, and that's a great asset to have. It's a luxury,
Coach
really.
Jackson's going to love that. Not too many D2 teams can
Thomas
skate 4
Day
lines
now.
like that.
Day carries it in deep, circles the net and puts the brakes on and comes the other way. Nice play, lays it back. Good shot there by Nick Day, and a good save by Barry.
Yeah, Thomas and Nick Day had a couple of good shifts already tonight. And
McDonald now is run over there by LaRoche. Now they come the other way. Pass out right in front from McDonald. Shot and a save by Lenane.
Save by Lenane. Boy, has he done everything in his power to keep this a 2-goal lead.
Great setup by Piccarello. Great position by McDonald, but even better save by Lenane.
Yeah, so we were up to 35 shots after 2 periods. We got to be approaching 40 shots on net now. And again, those 3 goals coming early in the first period. So, we're probably looking at 37, 38 straight saves with no goals.
Kalos waved out of the face-off circle for North Reading, and taking it is number 9, Shane Driscoll. They're trying to clear here, and they do. That's Griffin Payne able to get it up to center. Now Kalos will dump it deep. Puck goes behind the net, picked up there by Gillis. They try to clear here, and this is number 10, Shepard sends it in deep. On it is McGreal.
Yeah, big number 20, Sean McGreal, trying to get that puck out, but not.
P.J. Roy passed down low under the stick of 22, Del Vento, but it just went under his stick. And now Collins will backhand it up and out.
So much pressure by the Magicians on that puck. I mean, if you have the puck and your head's not up, they're going to take it right away from you. So, good job by Sean McGreal there.
Breakout by North Reading is stopped at center ice. And Marblehead over the line. This is Matt Koopman. He's double teamed in the corner, able to get it back for Powers, but they don't connect.
Yeah,
or rather, Haley.
5:35 remaining in this one, so 5:35 and a 2-goal lead, and Marblehead with their number 1 line on the ice.
Koopman dumps it deep, and they will chase. Coming around is Patrick Driscoll. Patrick Driscoll trying to find brother Michael up the middle. Michael on it now on the boards, left wing side. Sends it in deep, giving chase on Marullo and Driscoll. Driscoll behind the net to Marullo. He's tied up there by Gillis. And now a hit there, and that's got to be a penalty.
There. This one might be a major, Paul.
That's Del Vento, I believe. 27 is going to get the call. And now Marblehead touches up, and the penalty is called, and it's...
Let's see what the call is here, Paul. Dangerous hit from behind there. And
they're going to talk about it, I think.
Yeah, I think they're going to talk about this one. That was clearly hitting from behind and potential boarding there as Alex Del Vento, the freshman defenseman, goes to the box.
They just call it boarding, it's a minor.
We're just going to get boarding, so maybe a little bit of a break there for Marblehead, but certainly the Hornets need to score here. 4:59 remaining, and they're on a power play. Big opportunity for the Hornets.
Absolutely, Mark. They've got to convert here with this opportunity, but right off the faceoff, Gillis gets it to the line. Now Fader gets it out of the zone, but right onto the stick of Day. Thomas Day up to Nick Day. Dumps it in the corner, but first back to get it is Kyle Koopman. Now Day, Nick Day in the slot, wrist shot off of Gillis, never makes it to the net. Kyle Koopman is down. LaRoche turns around, can't get it to the net.
Keep it in, yeah, tough break there for the Hornets as they did everything right there, but couldn't quite find the rolling puck.
Velati now sends it deep and takes a hit for his efforts there, and Fader now just lifts it up with 51 to go.
Yeah, real nice
on the advantage
play there
for North Reading.
Fader, being able to not only dump the puck down, but get the line change as he softly dropped it into the zone. 43 seconds remaining on the power play, 4:09 in the game, and there's a steal ball.
Day intercepted Matt Koopman in alone. Koopman saved by Lenane. North Reading comes the other way. It's Potter, 2-on-2 with LaRoche, and Matt Koopman makes it a 2-on-3 as his back check works.
Well, there's your two players of the game, Paul. You know, certainly Keith Lenane easily hands down for the Hornets, but Matt Koopman for Marblehead, what a game he's had.
And, you know, if he converted about half the chances he's had, he's worked so hard, and I'm sure over the course of the season he does convert those, but he's run into a hard goaltender here.
19 goals and 18 assists.
He's going to be a great one, a sophomore.
And here comes Gillis again.
Had the pleasure of coaching against a lot of these Marblehead kids 2 years ago as 8th graders, and
wondering why they were pointing up here after each goal. Coach McNamara.
We had trouble with those guys, let me tell you.
You didn't like these 2-goal leads late in the third period either, did you?
They were often more than 2-goal leads against us with these guys. North Reading with a chance. Right in front, it's kicked into the crease and covered up by Barry. And hacking away at it is Griffin Payne trying to get a loose puck, but there was a shot by Shane. Shane Driscoll really kicked it into the crease. Just looking for something good to happen with 3:05 to go.
Yeah, and again, you know, Miles Barry hasn't made a ton of saves, probably maybe 9 or 10 in the game, but no rebounds. He makes the save, he controls the rebounds, no second chance opportunities whatsoever for the Hornets.
Fader on the draw here with Driscoll. With Marulo, rather.
Oh,
Here's
nice
Kalinowski
pass.
trying to break behind the defense. Kalinowski takes a hit from Collins, but play goes on. Over on the far side, that's McGrail. McGrail able to get it to center ice. They're looking for Driscoll near side.
Paul, he didn't quite get the red line there, and that's a right call by the officials. Clearly looking for the outlet pass to Michael Driscoll, but
Sean McGrail has played a good game along with his partner Corey Collins. They've been out there a lot, and you know, they don't have any points to show for things, but they've withstood a lot of this onslaught from Marblehead pretty well.
They sure have. And there's
here's Cormier with a backhander on the ice that goes just wide. And they break it out. Shelley with a long pass up, looking off.
Right in the crease. You know, they might have allowed that had it bounced in, Paul, but it bounced along the goal line and able to get a whistle here.
Braden Haley, the freshman, number 23, playing with two of the Koopman brothers, and Haley took his time, walked in. He actually beat Lenane on that one, but it hit the post to the left.
Yeah, Lenane, you know, when you're hot, you're hot, and the goalposts are going to help you out when you're that hot. And 2 minutes remaining in the game here, and
Haley is taken down. That might be a penalty under different circumstances. Now, backhander by Matt Koopman never makes it through to the net. Breakout attempt, Payne. Nice pass up to center. Onto the stick of number 9, Shane
going
Driscoll.
to the bench, Paul, so they're going to get the extra skater out on the ice here. Is 1:41 remaining and an open net down the other end.
Haley with it over the line. Open net. Good play by North Reading to stop that rush. And 17, Griffin Payne trying to find Driscoll on the far side. Now Marblehead has it. Matt Koopman is knocked down.
Yeah, might have gotten away with an interference there, as obviously he was way away from the puck. But
Velati trying to play it up to Nick Day, and Marblehead with another chance. Kalinowski knocked down. Good play by LaRoche. Velati can't get it out. Kept in by Tom Koopman.
They're keeping the pressure on, Paul, with 1:05 remaining, and certainly plenty of time left for the Hornets here if they can get the puck in the offensive zone.
Thomas Day up for number 24, Patrick Driscoll. He's got Potter going to the net. Wrist shot. Puck is loose. Covered up by Barry as Patrick Driscoll goes head over heels, or head over skates, right into the net.
Call here or not, Paul, but yeah, no, they're just going to call a face-off.
No, I think
yeah, we're going to get a
Gillis is going to get a penalty.
Yeah, you're right, Paul. He's going to the box, and that's a big penalty there. Cross-check with 52.4 seconds. Gillis goes to the box, and they're going to skate 6-on-4 for for 52.4 seconds.
North
trailing by
Reading,
2 goals.
remember, North Reading does not have a timeout. They used it back in the first period, so.
Yeah, if anything, Marblehead might want to call one here soon.
Eric Powers
Phillies
able
is
to.
one of their better power play
right.
penalty killers, I mean. And
Powers and Fade are out there up front to kill a penalty.
another huge face-off win by Marblehead. They've won a
Jeleno
ton of
and
face-offs tonight.
Kyle Koopman. This is Potter over the line. You got to use the extra guys here. Centering pass out of the zone.
That one hurts. Good feed from the back of the net, but a long cross-ice pass from the back. And when you're skating 6-on-4, you want to shorten those passes up a little bit because there's plenty of open ice.
Patrick Collins over the line, goes far side to McGreal. McGreal's shot goes wide. Kept in for the moment, but we're down to 12 seconds.
Look out.
And now a shot at the open net and a goal! It's Eric Powers with his second goal of the game, and that should do it. With 8.5 seconds to go, they lead by 3.
Yeah, Marblehead's going to move on. Big, strong performance by the Magicians as they close this one out with 8.5 seconds, the empty netter. And, again, killing the penalty. When you pull the goalie, that's a chance you take. You've got the 6-on-4, but also you give the opposing team, obviously, they already have the opportunity to ice the puck without being called for icing, and they're still short-handed, so that's going to do it, though, Paul.
Off
good
the face-off, the clock's going to wind down as Cormier knocks it into the zone, off the boards into the Marblehead end, but North Reading's going to run out of time here and run out of dates in the 2014 season. The number 2 seed in Division II North is going to go home from this one.
They're going to go home, and number 7 is going to advance to the semifinal on March the 5th over at the Chelmsford Forum. So a couple of big wins, 4-0 in the first round, 4-1 here in the second round. So outscoring their opponents 8-1 in the first 2 games, and they're going to be a tough matchup for either Tewksbury or Masco.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want
they're
to
playing
be the
well.
team to play these guys.
They're playing well. They're deep. Coach Jackson did a good job, and obviously, congrats to Coach Giuliotti for a 16-3-2 season. And I'll tell you, Keith Linane is a heck of a goaltender. Had not seen him before tonight.
We don't have the total shots on that. It was 35 coming into this period. And, with the shots being 16 on him in the first, 19 on him in the second, probably double digits again there in the third. So, he's probably looking at somewhere around 45 shots, 44 shots, and only 3 goals. And those 3 goals coming early in the first. What could have been?
Yeah, outstanding performance by Linane, and North Reading really after the initial blow and the shock of being down 3-0 about 7.5 minutes into the game, they kind of set the ship right again, as I've said 2 or 3 times. I use that expression a lot, and they got things straightened out. They played Marblehead fairly evenly. They got a power play goal in the second and gave up an empty netter in the last minute, but they played a decent game from that point on, but it was just too many skaters for Marblehead.
Yeah, too many skaters. A lot of depth on that Marblehead team, and as you said, Coach Giuliotti wisely calling that timeout. That timeout, and of course the stellar goaltending of Linane kept this a game all the way through. But again, Marblehead just too deep, and very, very impressed with Matt Koopman. Koopman just really playing a good game, both offensively and defensively. They had to kill a lot of penalties. I don't think they want to do that in the next round. I think they got to try to minimize the number of trips to the penalty box.
Yeah, 8 penalties, all minors. Coach Jackson's not going to be happy about that. The deeper you get into the tournament, the less you can afford that. And
you can't take 8 penalties in a semifinal game, and that's where they're headed next. So they got to work on that.
The Marblehead scoring, it was Powers in the first, and then it was Cormier, his first of the year, and then Matt Koopman. North Reading answered with Day in the second, and then Powers, his second of the game, an unassisted empty net shorthander. So 3 notes on that goal, but that made it 4-1 with only 8.5 seconds to go in the game, and that sealed it for Marblehead. Miles Barry in net did what he had to. He allowed 1 power play goal, and Linane down the other end was spectacular. As you said, Mark, allowed 3 in the first half of the first period, and then stoned Marblehead the rest of the way.
Yeah, this was all about Linane. I mean, it could have easily been a rout, 6, 7 goals maybe, but Linane standing on his head, keeping his team in it, keeping it a 2-goal lead. Well, it was 3-0. They made it 3-1, so they got right back into the game. But certainly Lenane the star of the game for North Reading. No question about that.
And the way they set things up here at Stoneham, it's only 6:35. That was a fairly quick game, but because of the crowd in and out, the next game is scheduled to start at 7:45. That's over an hour from now. So we're going to take a break here. If we get
Paul's
some interviews,
going to sing for us for the next 60 minutes.
Not tonight. We'll come back at 7:30 tonight with some pregame for you. Right before the Beverly Danvers game. That'll be 15 minutes before that game. But once again, the final here in the first one tonight, Marblehead 4 and North Reading 1. We'll be with you all the rest of the way, but we'll be back at 7:30 for the pregame of the Beverly Danvers game.
See you in a bit.
Last night, the first game got over at 6:30 as well.
John, I like Jack's t-shirt.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Getting ready to get this game number 2 underway here. Coming on at 7:45. Number 1 seeded Beverly coming in at 18-1-1. The Panthers are going to face off against number 8 Danvers. The Falcons coming in 11-10-1. And we're fortunate to have Phil Stacy and Matt Roy here with us in between periods. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Mark.
Pleasure, Mark.
You guys cover a lot of hockey around the state, especially up here in D2 North. Phil, why don't you tell us a little bit about these two teams? I know Danvers pulled a little bit of an upset last year in this round, so anything can happen, but certainly Beverly looking like a number 1 seed.
Yeah, I think they've been on a season-long mission, Mark, to not only get back to this point and move beyond it, but the fact that they're playing Danvers again is kind of like a nice little cherry on top of the sundae for them. They were the exact same spot a year ago, number 1 seed, had only lost once during the season. Danvers went into Woburn and beat them, scored a goal with 11 seconds left on their only shot of the period to win 4-3. Beverly's been a focus group all season. There was Super 8 talk for a while until they lost their finale. And Danvers has been a team that's been trying to find itself all season. They're just now on their best winning streak of the season, having won 4 in a row. But they've been in playoff mode for a while. They needed 5 points in their last 3 games, and they won all 3 of those, plus the preliminary round game against Amesbury. So they're coming in playing their best hockey of the season.
Yeah, like you said, obviously Beverly dropping that final game to Weymouth 2-0. Tough loss for them, but clarified the Super 8, seedings at that point, I guess. But, being a 1 seed coming in, we were talking a little bit about some of their offense. You go up and down the list with Connor Irving and Nick Albans and Graham Doherty, 47 points, 36 points, 24 points. So plenty of offense to be had here tonight.
As good as they are offensively, I think they're as good defensively with Tim Biarelli in goal, Nick Albano on defense, and the rest of that group back there. They may score a lot of goals, but they sure as heck don't give up a lot of goals either.
Yeah, I mean, Matt's right. I mean, Albano is the high-scoring junior on defense, but the core of that group are the 3 senior defensemen, Sean Munzing, Jack Morency, and Captain Matt Hamer, who have been on the varsity for 4 years. They're really the stalwarts, and I think you're exactly right, Matt. As gifted as they are offensively, it's really defense that is this team's bread and butter. Biarelli, I feel like, is one of the premier goaltenders in Division II, really in Eastern Mass. He's a great player. And, they can just get offense from all 3 lines, even a 4th line. The players on their 3rd line, J.J. Bikini, Jake Straw, those kind of guys, they're scoring, 12, 14, 15 points. So they get contributions from all over the place.
Now, Biarelli, as you said, strong performance, five shutouts this year for him.
Yeah.
He's going to face a Danvers team that's led by Matty Flynn with 12 points, Stephen Ganley with 11, Coliano with 10, and then Alex Taylor between the pipes. Talk a little bit about Danvers.
Danvers doesn't do a lot of things pretty, but they do a lot of things effectively for Coach Kevin Brown. They're not going to beat you with glamour, but they certainly can outwork you and frustrate you. That's what they did to Beverly last year, and they kind of made Beverly play the game that Danvers wants to play, and as Phil said, it paid off. Danvers scoring 4 goals. Not many teams have scored 4 goals at Beverly all last year in a game, and Danvers did that in that game.
Well, you know, I've been watching Danvers, Mark, for close to 25 years now. They've had some powerhouse teams, juggernauts, teams that could score at will. This is not one of those teams. They have to win by through hard work, outworking their opponents, getting back and back checking, and taking advantage of the few offensive opportunities that they'll create for themselves. AT Alex Taylor has got to play big in net. They're going to be relying an awful lot on Stephen Gantley, as you mentioned, and Ryan Cassidy on defense. And the 3 captains that form that first line, Matty Flynn, Jay Calcagno, and Kevin Hodgkins, really need to create some offensive chances if Danvers has a shot tonight.
And how about, you know, on the power play or penalty kill, either team obviously impressing throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, Beverly, Matt, I know you've seen them the one time, but you certainly read about them quite a bit.
Yeah.
As strong as they are on the power play, I think they're actually even better on the penalty kill. They're so fast, and they get into space for themselves so well that they can anticipate plays. They've got an awful lot of neutral zone breakouts on shorthand situations. I believe they have 9 shorthanded goals this season. Wow. Connor Irving, I want to say, has 4 or 5 of those. Danvers obviously not as offensively gifted, but they work very hard on the power play, on the penalty kill, and they're at about 89% this season on the kill. So they certainly do a serviceable job at that area.
This is going to be a game, Mark, where we know Beverly's going to get shots. They're going to get chances. It's a matter of where the shots come from against Alex Taylor. Are they going to come from in the slot, in close to the net, or are they going to be kept to the outside where he's going to be able to see those shots and be able to make the saves? If Danvers wants to win the game, they're going to have to keep Beverly from getting into those dirty areas and finishing in front of the net, because that's what they seem to do very well.
And they're going to have to frustrate Beverly. I mean, that's clearly what their game plan needs to be coming in. They're going to have to get under their skin, try to throw them off their game. Physical play, either during or after the whistle, whatever they can do or get away with. Danvers is going to have to do that to try to throw Beverly. If they try to match them toe for toe, no chance.
Kind of a cool little side story here is, Matt, you were informing me about Connor Irving now being the all-time points leader in Beverly, taking that from former Gilligan and Bob Gilligan, the head coach, but not the leading goal scorer. But I believe you said it was his grandfather or something.
Well, Bobby is his grandfather, but it was Bobby's
Godfather.
brother. But it was Bobby's brother that was the all-time leading scorer, I believe.
All-time single season, the all-time leading scorer was Roger LeBlanc Jr.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got 186 points now for his career. He just was coming off a 5-point game last week. If you've never seen him play before, somebody who's watching for the first time. Not the biggest kid on the ice, but think of I suppose it's hyperbole to say like a Johnny Gaudreau at this level, but that type player, small in stature but very fast, great nose for the net, and a great puck distributor.
I likened it this way: if he played for a Malden Catholic or an Austin Prep or a St. John's Prep, you'd be hearing his name every single game he plays because he's that talented of a kid. He plays for Beverly, so he doesn't get a lot of the recognition that a lot of those other kids get, but he's got more points than a lot of those kids. It's the same with Tim Biarelli. As Phil said, he's probably one of the best goaltenders in Eastern Massachusetts that no one ever talks about.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing both. I haven't had the fortune of being up here to see either one of these teams this year, so certainly looking forward as we get prepared here for the start of game number 2. We'll be starting that game in about 1:45, but again, Phil and Matt, I want to thank you guys for coming up, saying hello.
Mark,
always good to see you guys.
You too. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Lucky to have you guys up here reporting on these fabulous D2 games up on the North Shore.
Hey, and
certainly
thanks for all you
hockey.
guys do for high school hockey. It's it's wonderful what you guys do. I know people across the state love what you, Mark, and Rick do for the site, and Pat. So really, thank you very much from us, the people who love the game like us.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, so Pat Serio again manning the camera. Paul McNamara combing the rink for some inside skinny here. So we'll be back with the start of this one in about 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Well, welcome back to Stoneham, folks, for Game 2, the back end of the doubleheader here. Division 2 North quarterfinals. Beverly Panthers, the #1 seed in the division, and the Danvers Falcons, a team they know well from their own league. And Mark, great talking with both Phil Stacey and Matt Roy. They know these guys very well.
Yeah, they know them inside and out. Great insight into both teams. Very high on both goaltenders, so while we look up and down the roster and see a lot of offense on the Beverly Panthers side, these guys are kind of calling for a low-scoring game. It was a 3-0 game earlier in the season. Also want to clarify that the semifinals are going to be on March the 3rd at the Chelmsford Forum. So obviously Marblehead advancing earlier tonight. The winner of this game will advance and go on to play the winner of the Lincoln-Sudbury-Winthrop game. Lincoln-Sudbury leading that Winthrop game 2-1 at the end of the second period.
Introductions of the starting lineups for Danvers. Of course, goaltender Alex Taylor. The top line will be out there with 3 tri-captains. Kevin Hodgkins centering for Matty Flynn and Jay Calcagno. Opening on D, Stephen Ganley and Ryan Cassidy. And for Beverly, the opening lineup. In goal, the guy that some people think is the best goalie in the state, Tim Biarelli. The top line, Connor Irving between Ryan Santo and Jesse McLaughlin. And of course, Nick Albano and Matt Hammer on defense. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
All right, Paul, this should be an interesting one as the Beverly Panthers looking for a little revenge here as they face off against the Danvers Falcons. Beverly coming in as the #1 seed and 18-1-1 and dropping that last game of the year to Weymouth maybe a coach would look at that and say, well, losing that game is not such a bad thing because it's good to lose one before you head into a tournament and get your feet back underneath you.
Yeah, they were 2-1 against Division I teams, and that Weymouth loss, of course, I agree with you. A lot of people talk about that when you're undefeated. Is it better to lose one before the tournament going in? And, of course, the revenge you mentioned, Mark, is last year Beverly favored over Danvers as well in a game over Woburn at this same level. Danvers knocked off their next-door neighbors in geography, the Panthers, and Beverly did not sit well with Beverly.
Here we go.
So we're underway. Again, Beverly's top line out there, as we said. And now they did not start their top line. They've got the line of Lally, Straw, and Baccini out there. And playing against Danvers' top line of Hodgkins, Calcagno, and Flynn. Now here's back to the point. Wrist shot goes wide. That's Nick Albano, the high-scoring defenseman. He'll see a lot of the puck on the point. Now wrist shot is blocked. That was 23, Bacchini.
Yeah, Nick Albino getting off a really good shot there from the point, coming into this game with 36 points on the year. So
Beverly now changes up and sends out the Irving line here. Now Albino gets it up to Santo. Santo in the middle for Irving, bounces off his stick, but picking it up is McLaughlin. McLaughlin trying to find Irving up the wing, can't do it, and Danvers comes the other way. This is number 10, Robert Tibbetts, knocking it back to Alec Littlefield, and now kept in by Beverly. Irving, centering pass, goes by Santo. He can't connect on that.
Yeah, real nice play there by number 9, Matt Hammer, senior defenseman, coming out front and taking away that pass.
Trevor Daly now on the forecheck for Danvers. Loose in the Beverly zone. Morency over to his partner, that's Munzing, and now here comes Irving down the right wing side in the middle, stolen away by Sean Lundergan for Danvers. He'll send it up the boards, but not out. Morency keeps it in. Morency in the middle, tipped into the crease area by Santo, and a great save there by Alex Taylor.
Alex Taylor, junior goaltender, coming up large. He's going to have to stand on his head to keep Danvers in this one tonight. Try to keep Beverly off the board, and it's going to take a big effort out of Alex Taylor.
The Beverly line out there now is Doherty in the middle with Boyle and Wall. And Doherty had a big season for Beverly as well. Not just the first line. And Danvers now with their top group back out there. Hodgkins back to his defense partners there. This is Ganley over there on the far side. Gets it up to Hodgkins into the middle. Hodgkins is hit there, and sending it back in is Wall.
Yeah, Hodgkins lost a little bit of an edge there, went down, and Beverly player coming right into him to take the body there. A little physical play.
Now 18 is Ryan Cassidy behind the net. He leaves it off for Ganley. Ganley up the right side for Calcagno. Trying to find Matt Flynn. Disconnects on that. Now Hodgkins picks it up. Beverly's got 7 or 8 players on the ice momentarily.
Yeah, no icing there, and caught him in a change a little bit there, and opportunity for Danvers, but not able to capitalize on it.
Albino up the right side for Bacchini, and now goes into the right wing corner. Kevin Lally.
Albino avoiding the Matty Flynn hit as Matty Flynn took the worst of the miss.
Centering pass, Jake Straw with a shot saved by Taylor there. And Danvers finally able to get it back out to center.
A little more pressure there by Beverly, Paul.
James Curley, centering pass, and a goal!
Oh, big goal for Danvers.
Cahill with the first goal of the game.
Boy, a little flip out in front of the net, and Cahill wasted no time putting that in the back of the net. So, huge goal for Danvers. First shot on goal for Danvers, and it finds the back of the net, so maybe Lightning can strike twice here as the Danvers Falcons taking 1-0 lead.
What a great play by James Curley, number 6, the junior wing. Great job forechecking, got the puck to the right of goaltender Biarelli, centered it out to his line mate, number 13, Kyle Cahill, one-timed it, and here's Irving in alone, can't control it.
Oh, what a save!
The shot by
I'll tell you, Alex
on the follow-up.
Yeah, Alex Taylor with a little lady luck, a little magic, Paul, after that last game. Taylor's carrying it over. Able to get those big pads out into the middle of the ice and get the puck caught in between his pads.
Connor Irving is so quick with his feet, and he busted through. Back to the point, shot tipped by Santo, goes wide. Santo on it, looking for help. Goes behind the net all the way around to Irving. Irving in the corner. They poke it away, but Santo gets it back for Beverly. Out to Irving, wrist shot. No!
Oh! So Irving's going to tie this thing up. Boy, he looked like Johnny Gaudreau on that quick wrist shot as Phil Stacey and Matt Roy telling us pre-game that he reminded them mightily of Johnny Gaudreau, and boy, he looked like a there.
Connor Hockey.
And his grandmother slapping us 5 up here.
What a wrist shot.
Yeah,
just
what a beautiful shot right there.
Beat Taylor, and it's tied at 1.
So 1-1 with 11:10 remaining in the first period. Panthers and Falcons all knotted up.
Santo's going to get one assist. I didn't hear the announcement, but it's Irving from Santo ties it at 1, and here's Beverly on the attack again, and lifting it up over the net is Wall.
Yeah, Panthers starting to move the puck pretty well here. Falcons got to be careful. Get that puck out of the zone first and then try to make something happen.
Ganley up the middle. Boyle can't play it for Beverly, and now they dump it back in, giving chases Doherty.
Good hit along the boards there by number 2, Sean Lundgren, the junior forward, taking the body and making sure that the puck was not going to be advanced by the Panthers.
Morency now with the puck at center ice. Jack Morency up for Doherty. Doherty dumps it, and they'll go to the bench and change. Danvers with a...
Yeah, Beverly needs a change. They only had 4 players on the ice.
Ryan Cassidy's clearing pass went off a stanchion, and now being run into is number 20, Troy Fleming, and Beverly dumps it in the Danvers
Nick
end again.
Albano stepping up and taking the body there and making a nice play as he throws it to the net as well.
And now taking the puck, trying to find Kevin Lally on the tip. Unbelievable forecheck by Beverly here, and they can't even get it out of the zone. And now Ganley to center over the red line, and he'll dump it deep, finally, for Danvers. Giving chase is Ryan Buchanan, number 7.
Kevin Lally throwing his body around into every play here.
They break out far side. This is J.J. Baccini. Sends it deep into the corner. Jake Straw takes a hit there. Centering pass intercepted by Danvers. And they'll break it up center.
Jake Straw giving the chase on the back check.
Littlefield dumps it deep. Forecheck here by Calcagno on Albano. Couple of frontliners there. Now covering up near the blue line is Hodgkins, who dumps it in deep. They clear it up the far side, but Beverly can't get it out. And now Santos caught on the wrong side of the ice, but Albano tries to dance through center ice over the red near the blue line, and he'll dump. That was Hammer, rather.
Panthers looking for a change here, so they dump it in and get the change on the defense while the forwards work the puck very well around the back of the net here.
McLaughlin gives it to Irving. Irving on the backboards, right wing corner. Good pass out to the point, but it skips under the stick of Sean Munzing, and Munzing will retreat, pass over to Morency. Morency up to Irving, trying to redirect. Goes onto the stick of Littlefield. And now Munzing will dump it deep behind the net.
Nice pass by Irving back to Munzing, but Munzing unable to control that puck.
Tipped by Irving in on Taylor, and he makes the save with Jonathan Milne right there for Danvers. But Milne had let Irving have a little room, and that's a bad thing to do right in front of your own goaltender.
Absolutely, Paul. The boys couldn't have been more spot on about this Connor Irving. First time we're getting to see him this year, and he's not letting anybody down in the stadium here. 8:20.
Icing waved off here, and Biarelli will leave it for Hammer. Matt Hammer up the far side looking for Boyle. Boyle in the middle to Doherty.
Good hit by Sean Lundgren again, the junior forward. That's the second time we've called his name. Is a breakout.
Wrist shot save, Biarelli. Good bid there by Tibbetts, and it's loose in front. Shot by Ganley, misses the far side.
Boy,
Karam's
big
all the way
screen in front of the
ice.
net. If Ganley could have put that on net, they might have had one. Might have had a 2-1 lead here, but 7:50 remaining, and we stay at ones.
Good wrist shot save by Biarelli. Good little pass there by Lundgren to get it over to Daly, but here comes Beverly the other way. Doherty can't poke it by number 18 on defense, Cassidy. Now Matt Hammer will just wrist it in, and they'll go to change. Good breakout opportunity for Danvers with only one Beverly player on the ice.
Yeah, Beverly's had some awkward line changes already, Paul, so they got to be careful there that they don't have any odd man rushes as they're getting off the ice. Oh, all right, I thought that one was coming up here.
Off the window, as they say, back to Munzing. Munzing, long pass up, looking for Straw. Can't control, and Danvers dumps it back deep. And on it there is Jack Morency.
Good strong shift there by Stephen Ganley, a junior defenseman for Danvers. Moving the puck around, getting in the passing lanes.
Whistle for the net coming off as, looks like Danvers may have a little pepper pot themselves. Number 6, James Curley, who made a nice play on the goal, and then right there, low angle shot, but getting a puck on net is important.
Absolutely, James Curley, number 6, junior forward, throwing the puck on net, and good rebound right out in front there too. So again, like you said, Paul, throw it at the net.
Irving wins the faceoff, comes around the boards to McLaughlin, looks for Irving up center ice. Irving, wrist shot off the back foot, saved by Taylor. Karam's all the way out to the Danvers front line, and this is Hodgkins
broken up. Boy, Irving made a beautiful play. Just catching that pass was a great play, and then that wrist shot is really something else. He's got a natural wrist shot that he can shoot from anywhere on the ice.
McLaughlin with a good wrister right there that Taylor had to make a good save on, and offensive zone face-off for Beverly with 6:27 to go, tied at 1. Good job by Hodgkins.
Connor Irving wrist shot.
Face-off for Danvers. Beverly pinning them in again. That's Santo. The shot goes wide. Karam's over. McLaughlin and Littlefield battle there. Comes all the way back to the blue line, and now breaking is Calcagno. He's got a man, didn't see him.
Yeah, he's got to move that puck there, Paul. Can't hang on to that. Had a 3-on-2 breaking out and tried to go around the defender. Should have sent it right to the middle of the ice there.
Irving shot there, another save by Taylor. And now Danvers will try to break it out again. Hodgkins can't get it by. Save by Taylor, puck loose in the slot.
Boy, nice save by Taylor. The deflection came off his own defenseman's stick. Came right in on him, and Alex Taylor in real good position making the play. The fans looking for a penalty here against Danvers, but the Stripes say no.
Littlefield nearly beaten to that dump in down there by Boyle, but now they break it out. This is Ross Wall doing the forechecking here, and now Danvers finally able to get it into the Beverly end.
5:20 remaining in the first here, Paul.
Munzing with it here. Munzing looks, goes the other way. Good forecheck by number 3, Trevor Daly. And now Doherty can't get it through a maze of legs out at center ice.
Yeah, nice back check by freshman forward Robert Tibbetts there, number 10, stepping into that passing lane and causing the turnover.
Morency up the middle, misses the mark, but nearly had a break there, and they dump it in, and Danvers will go to change, and this is Munzing now with some room. Munzing goes off the side of his stick. Danvers with a break here.
Yeah, boy, a little deflection right over the neck.
Ryan Buchanan, number 7, had a chance there, but shot went wide. Ganley, good job to keep it in. This is Buchanan again, and a good block by Morency there, and Munzing will beat it around the boards. Comes onto the stick of Ryan Cassidy back there.
Boy, what a great shift by Buchanan, huh?
Buchanan just will turn and dump it.
Working hard here.
Going for it is big number 20, Troy Fleming. Now they try to leave it back from Buchanan, poked away by number 23, that is Baccini. They fight behind the net. Ganley comes up with it for Danvers. Ganley with some skating room. Over to Cassidy, now back to Ganley. Finally they get it up to Fleming, but Danvers needs a change here, and Fleming will head to the bench.
Yeah, they sure do. They're going to get
Buchanan's
it.
Been
Number
out there
20 off the ice anyway. There goes Fleming.
Here comes Albano to Irving on the fly. Connor Irving down the left wing. Centering pass. Looking for Lally cutting in deep.
Yeah, Irving laid that out nicely right across the crease, but Lally unable to get his stick on the puck.
Irving in front, backhand save. Kicks into the corner onto the stick of Hodgkins. Hodgkins now puts it right on the stick of Albano.
That's a bad turnover right there. And
now it kicks, that's...
Well, that should have been too many men. They're going to get him for that one. Yeah, they got too many men on the ice. 3:24 remaining. We're going to get our first power play here as Danvers Falcons will go on the power play. Beverly Panthers, we heard a lot about their PK during the pregame interview with Phil Stacey and Matt Roy, so we'll see what they said. They're very offensive-minded on the PK. So 3:24 remaining in the first, and Beverly again tied 1-1 here with Danvers. Danvers going on the first power play of the game.
Jesse McLaughlin, 15, number 15, will serve the penalty for Beverly, a first liner, and they figure when it's over, he'll jump right into the play. So Danvers with a chance here on the power play. They've got Daly along with 2 Dalys out there right now, and looks like Robert Tibbetts joining Trevor Daly and Brian Daly. Ganley and here's a 2-on-1 break, shorthanded. Irving, shot saved by Taylor.
Yeah, right into the breadbasket of Alex Taylor. But like we said, Beverly Panthers not afraid to go on the offense when killing the penalty, when a man down. So 1:05 remaining in the power play. And so far on this power play, the Beverly Panthers
On the man advantage for the Falcons. We're all tied up at 1 with 2.5 to go.
Final score just in, Paul, is Lincoln Sudbury defeats Winthrop 2-1. So the winner of this game will play Lincoln Sudbury as Winthrop, the number 5 seed, loses to the 4 seed Lincoln Sudbury.
The Vikings, there's an unhappy guy in Dale Dunbar tonight, the coach of the Vikings. They were looking for a rematch with Beverly possibly, and they won't get it now, and Lincoln Sudbury moves on. Congratulations to Lincoln Sudbury.
Yeah, big win there for Lincoln Sudbury, and they played a good game, 2-1 going into the third period. So probably strong defense there.
Hodgkins
down
here,
the stretch.
penalty nearly over, and now it is as McLaughlin will step out of the penalty box, but still Danvers possession, and now it's sent the length of the ice, and icing is waved off here. Taylor will play it up, but the open man is...
a little bit of a turnover there by Danvers in their own zone.
The
1:36 remaining. You don't want to end this period here giving one up.
Buchanan sends it around for James Curley. Curley gets it to center onto the stick of Morency over there. He'll dump it deep left wing corner. Ganley back on it there. Doherty forechecks for Beverly. Leaves it off for Cassidy. Up the boards. Looking for a streaking James Curley. The mayor can't come up with it. You got a lot. Santo here, centering pass, looking for Doherty, can't connect.
Well, they got numbers here, Paul. Potential 3-on-2.
That plays way off sides.
Yeah, they got the offsides, Paul. Good eyes from up here. Although we got a shot on that, faceoff's going to come outside.
Kyle Cahill was about 5 feet off sides there, well ahead of the play. And what I was going to say is number 6, you got to have big plans for your son if you name him James Curley. I wonder what his middle name is.
No comment.
1 minute even up here, and Danvers, they have 4 across and set up a play, but it doesn't work. Jonathan Mill was the only guy back there, and here's a break for Danvers. Centering pass, good back check by Ryan Santo to intercept that pass attempt there, and now dumping it deep for Danvers is number 2, Sean Lundigan. Tibbetts was headed for the net, and good back check by Santo. Now Albano sends
Just
Irving
35
away, back
seconds
to Albano,
remaining
they stay
here.
Onsides. Oh no, that play was onside, and they whistled it offside.
Roll back the tape there, Mr. Serio. Serio Video behind the camera as always. SerioVideo.com if you'd like to get a DVD of this game. And again, thanks out to the boosters of both schools for making this possible. Us streaming this live game from MassHighSchoolHockey.com.
Under a minute to go now, well under a minute, 25 seconds. Here's a steal in the zone. Doherty now with it along the sideboards here. He's got Wall with him. Wall will chase. And now Milne tries to pitchfork it around. Now they go the other way, and they're trying to poke it out to center, and they do. That is number 20, Troy Fleming, for Danvers. And now Calcagno will have the forecheck as time runs down, and Albano will just skate it away and hold on and keep things safe for between period chats coming up.
Yeah, I got to think head coach Kevin Brown's happy with that performance, Paul, and the score 1-1 is they're able to go to the locker room skating right with Beverly every bit of the way, I thought.
Yeah, no doubt Beverly had the edge in play very early on, but then lightning struck for Danvers. Great forecheck there by James Curley, and he was able to center the pass out in front to his teammate Kyle Cahill, a couple of juniors on the third line, and they were able to connect for the first goal of the game. That came at 3:14 of the first. It was, as we said, Cahill from James Curley at 3:14. That made it 1-0 Danvers, and then Beverly answered only 29 seconds later. Connor Irving, no surprise that he's on the scoreboard and on the score sheet. He gets the first goal for Beverly tonight with an assist to Ryan Santo. He tied it up at 3:43, and that was all the scoring in the first period. That's where we stand, 1-1 after 1.
Yeah, just the one power play, Paul, and certainly both junior goaltenders, Tim Biarelli and Alex Taylor, coming up big when they needed to. So good, solid goaltending, which was to be expected, as we were told by both Phil Stacey and Matt Roy prior to the game that we'd see 2 of the better goaltenders here in the state, and they didn't disappoint, and nor did Connor Irving, as you mentioned. Certainly, again, on March the 3rd. So, again, 2 of your Final 4 in there, Lincoln Sudbury and Marblehead, who we had earlier here tonight. And
So Lincoln Sudbury will play the winner of this game, and Marblehead will face the winner of Tewksbury and Masconomet, which starts about 8 o'clock over in Woburn.
Yeah, 8 o'clock start. So we'll be back with you for the start of the second period momentarily, but a good one here coming to you live from Stoneham Arena, MassHighSchoolHockey.com and Stereo Video. We'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back, everyone, for the start of the second period here, where we find the Beverly Panthers 1 and the Denver Falcons 1. So all knotted up after one period of play. Very even period of play, although Beverly did lead the shooting here as Beverly outshot Danvers 9-5 in the first period. But, Paul, pretty evenly matched, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Beverly had to be careful coming in. They beat Danvers twice during the regular season, both times by 3 goals. Once they shut them out, and once they won 5-2. And I think, that's Coach Gilligan's toughest job tonight, is saying, this is no pushover. Remember what they did to us in the tournament last year? They upset us. We got to come out and play hard for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and Coach Kevin Brown probably loves, probably enjoying that underdog role here, coming in with really nothing to lose, everything to gain, playing a very loose style of play. Good work in the corners.
And again, Danvers had to win some games down the stretch to make the tournament, so every game's been a tournament game, that old saying, and they're playing hard tonight, and the goaltender is playing very well. Had a great first period. This one is icing right here as we just get underway. Again, one of those plays looking for the home run pass, misconnects, and it goes the length of the ice.
That's always our favorite play, Paul. We like when the kid doesn't look and fires it up ice, but icing face-off coming to the right of Tim Biarelli.
Face-off control by Davis, shot right up over the
Boy,
net
big
there
quick
by
shot by Calgagno. Yeah, Calgagno, senior captain.
Hammer trying to play it to himself, actually pushes it right in on his own goaltender, Biarelli.
Yeah. Biarelli had to be ready for
that one. Biarelli had to make a save on his own guy.
Sure, Biarelli, pretty big kid too, moving over to hold that post, and had to hold it well, as you said, on his own defenseman, who almost looked like he was trying to tuck it underneath him.
Unintentional, but a little sloppy play here by Beverly right out of the gate.
Yeah, an icing and then almost turnover there.
Irving wins it in the corner for Albano, all the way around looking for McLaughlin. Shot sent in from the Danvers point, Cassidy.
Sloppiness continues here, Paul, in the start of the second period.
Santo gives it away to Ganley at the point. Now down low, Beverly will try to start out again. Albano skates away from the forecheck of Calcagno, and now they do get it up. McLaughlin to Irving in the middle. Slap shot, misses the net far wide.
Yeah, I think big Ryan Cassidy was able to get a piece of that one.
And now a shot there by McLaughlin on one of the Danvers players, just headed for the bench, and a long shot in by Beverly, by Danvers, saved by Biarelli, and
yeah, number 2, Sean Lundgren, maybe going in with a little extra snow there for the goaltender, but he's had a good period plus here. Number 2 taking the face-off.
Lundgren may be one of the tallest Danvers players, but he's not as tall as Biarelli in net.
No, Biarelli's a big kid. He's only a junior
there
too.
On the far point there by Alec Littlefield on the pinch. Littlefield and Milne, the defense pairing for Beverly out there now, and a good forecheck here by Trevor Daly. But skating away is Graham Doherty.
Oh, there's another turnover. Boy, Beverly having all sorts of problems getting the puck out of their zone, Paul.
Shot by Tibbetts.
Looking like a very different team than what they were in the first period. They were very crisp with their passes, good at getting the puck out, and they're just fumbling and bumbling here early on. But again, still 1-1.
Finally able to get it up to Boyle, who dumps it deep. And now Doherty behind the net. Tries to stick handle away. He's got help with Ross Wall. Wall now will backhand it down low to Doherty. Open man in front. That is Jake Straw. Now it comes back to the point to Morency. Over on the far side to Munzing. Munzing holds to Doherty. Doherty trying to make a move.
Yeah, a lot of good work here by Doherty in the corners, feeding his defenseman, now getting the puck back and moving it along the wall here.
Wall is pinned back there by Littlefield.
Doherty's going for a change.
And now Buchanan for Danvers trying to find some room to get it out of trouble here, but good forecheck by Beverly and a good hit at the line.
Yeah, Morency jumping into that play and laying the wood.
And they finally are able to clear. That's number 13, Cahill, who has the Danvers goal, finally able to muscle it out of the zone, but Beverly right back at it. Now Milne trying to find
gonna get an icing here,
Buchanan,
Paul.
and it goes all the way down for icing.
Looking for that long home run pass.
That may have been just more of a desperation. No. We're tired. If I hit him, fine. If I miss him, even finer.
Yeah, that was taking a little bit of the heat off, trying to get a some fresh legs on the ice here as Beverly looks like they're sending out their top line, Paul, right?
Yeah, they had the third line out there, and now they change. And Irving on the draw, right back to Albano on a set play. And
yeah, nice play by Irving, though. You know, got that puck on his stick, didn't hesitate, right over to Albano. Shot missed the net, unfortunately.
Albano trying to find McLaughlin, intercepted by Danvers. They come the other way. Here's Hodgkins trying to get down the left wing, trying to get around.
Nice feed out front. Unfortunately, the player didn't read it the way Hodgkins saw it. Nobody there for the rebound.
Matt Flynn trying to throw a check in the offensive zone. Now Irving pokes it off the boards, can't get it by Ryan Cassidy. And Danvers will break out. Hodgkins looking for Flynn. His head was turned the other way, and he missed the pass there.
And number 9, Matt Hammer, kind of stepping up to make that hit. Almost created a 3-on-1.
Irving, nice drop pass from McLaughlin. Shot goes wide to the right, to the left, to the goaltender's right, and Taylor didn't see that, but he was in good position to block that bouncing puck.
Yeah,
back to the point to Matt Hammer. Sends it in the middle, looking for a tip. Irving knocked down, and here comes Danvers the other way. Shot and a save by Biarelli off the stick of Trevor Daly. Good wrister by Daly. Going one way.
By Daly.
He was coming to the left, shot it back to his right, but Biarelli stayed right with it.
I gave it oh boy, Paul, because the defenseman had his head down and just turned to slap that puck up ice. Little did he know he had a 2-on-1 in the making. Unfortunately, his player was able to come up with the puck first.
Backhander, save Biarelli. That's Daly again. Lundergan on it now, behind the net. Beverly with a good flurry here right off the faceoff. Now it comes over on the far side. Backhander by Trevor Daly. It's blocked,
nice
comes
move.
to the line. Littlefield, 2
shot.
moves. Backhand through a screen. Saved by Biarelli. Knocked up and out, and Milne has to retreat at the red line. Tries to send
nice little moves there by Alec Littlefield.
Milne now off the boards looking for Lundergan.
Yeah,
instead comes to Morency.
Senior defenseman, Paul, moving around nicely and getting that backhander right on net.
Jack Morency sends it in deep, and Milne will have to play it there. Comes to the stick of Lundergan.
The body again.
Oh, Lundergan, and big hit on Tibbetts there. But coming down the lane is Cahill. Cahill's shot goes far and wide. Jonathan Milne can't get it by the forecheck.
Hand pass. That's a tough call, but it did look like number 21, Graham Doherty, got his glove on that puck and passed it outside the blue line to his trailing forward. So the faceoff is going to come.
Yeah, Doherty and Boyle were right there, but this one's going to come all the way back to the right of Biarelli, deep in the Beverly end. 10:14 to go, as you see, tied up at 1 here in a North Shore battle. Danvers knocked Beverly out of the tournament last year. That's all Coach Gilligan has to say between periods. Now a hit there by Buchanan on Hammer. Looks like he didn't even feel it. Buchanan forechecks on Hammer. He'll get it around to Albano. Albano can't get it by the forecheck of Cahill rather, Kyle Cahill. And now it's back onto the stick of Cassidy. Plays it over to Ganley, who will play it back to Cassidy, who will play it back to Ganley. Ganley, good forecheck here by Wall. And they're finally able to get it up to number 20, Fleming, to get it out of the zone, but Beverly puts it right back into Ganley. Misses on a pass to Cassidy. He'll play it around to Ganley. This is getting repetitive. Fleming now trying to get it out of the zone. Buchanan will skate it out. 3-on-3 for the moment. Danvers. Buchanan shot, can't get it through Albano, and a shot from the side from Matt Flynn is an easy save for Biarelli there.
Yeah, nice save by Biarelli, coming up big, staying square to the puck, getting the face-off, no rebound there.
On the draw will be Matt Flynn against Connor Irving. Won by nobody, and now McLaughlin punches it out to center ice, but Littlefield sends it back into the Beverly end. Hodgkins pokes it deep into the corner. Munzing, long pass up to Irving. He can't touch it or the whistle will go. And what a smart play by Connor Irving as Danvers touches it and he quickly takes it away. Now Danvers knocks it out to center, comes over to Morency. Jack Morency, that was a close one.
It sure was.
Very close.
Official was just inside the blue line, maybe a little deep inside the blue line. Tough call from there. Again, we only have 2 referees here, but
Santos'
very
back
close.
skate, I think, stayed long enough for Irving to get the puck into the zone, but nonetheless, the officials call that offsides, and that's the way it will go. That call's not going to get changed. Long wrister in by Albano. Saved by Taylor. They battle over on the far wall. Lundergan can't muscle it up, and Albano dumps it in deep again.
Just under 8:30 remaining in the second period here. I'll knot it up at 1.
Matt Hammer plays it up for 23. That's Bacchini. And now Danvers able to dump it deep, and Albano will skate it around for Beverly. Trying to send it up on the breakout unsuccessfully, and Milne now back on the left wing, trying to get it up to Trevor Daly, can't connect.
Nice play by Milne, not overdoing it. You know, nice conservative play.
Long shot in by Tibbetts, sticked aside by Biacchini. By Biarelli. Now shot right in front. KO with a shot and a save by Biarelli.
Well, that's going to be a
Davis. That's going to be a slash.
Yeah.
They follow up. Delay call coming here on Davis. And they touch up, and with 7:41 to go, the Panthers will go on to the power play.
Yeah, number 13, Kyle Cahill, beat a little bit on as he turned that puck over in the offensive zone. So a tough penalty there to take as you're coming out of the offensive zone for the slash. So number 13, Kyle Cahill, junior forward, will go to the box. 7:41 remaining in the second period, and we'll remain all tied at 1 here. Big power play here for the Beverly Panthers, Paul.
First chance to see the Panthers on the power play. Back to the point to Albano. Nick Albano. High scoring defenseman on the right point. Connor Irving, even higher scoring center in the right wing corner. They bang it around, and Cassidy has it for Davis with some room to clear. He can't get it out, now he does. It says at the length of the ice with 1:07 to go.
Yeah, Matt, Phil Stacey and Matt Roy both telling us that Danvers had a very good penalty kill, and they're showing it here. Good positioning, pretty aggressive around the puck.
Calcagno with a chance to get it in deep, can't do so. Now Ganley knocks down
no call there.
Irving, and play goes on.
Boy, fans were looking for an interference there, Paul, and I can't blame them.
Albano skating up, trying to get through, trying to stick handle through Ganley. I mean, you got to move that puck if you got a man up. Now Santo will circle at center and take it over the line on the left wing side.
Connor Irving playing the point here, Paul. Looks to be okay.
Albano retreats now down to 20 seconds on the Beverly power play, and they just send it down. Cassidy sends it deep, and Danvers will change the penalty kill, and it's been a great one so far.
Sure, here's Irving. Comes Irving. Let's see how his legs are here. He looks like he's moving all right.
He's got Doherty and Santo with him. He goes all the way through the defense. Backhander goes wide of Taylor, and Doherty's
skating 5-on-5 now, Paul. Penalties up.
Munzing, wrister goes high over the net. A couple of players thought there was going to be a whistle, but play continues. Penalty is over. It's 5-on-5. And Curley pokes it by the D. Curley in, the wrist shot saved by Biarelli. And Curley skates by pretty close to Biarelli, and Biarelli's questioning why that's not goalie interference.
Yeah, James Curley, there's going strong to the net, and then there's going strong to the goalie, Paul. He went strong to the goalie there and maybe made a little contact, but Curley making something happen there, coming up the left wing, getting a shot on net, no rebound.
Curley, the little pepper pot, making things happen for Danvers. Now they keep it in. Buchanan dumps it deep, looking for Cahill, misses him, but hustling over from the other side is that guy Curley. Nearly had a centering pass go good. Now Morency leaves it back from Munzing, the M&M defense pairing. Back to the point. Littlefield sends it in deep left wing corner, wide of the net.
Big aggressive play there by Littlefield. Little risky, but he was able to keep it in. Nice job there. And the hands are starting to get up a little bit on some of these hits, Paul. So let's keep an eye on that.
There's going to be some more whistles. And now Curley knocks over his own teammate Cahill there. Trying to thinking he's going to hit somebody, but not somebody in blue.
Right,
It's not what he wanted to do. They got to get it over the line and change. Danvers line is dead tired here.
Yeah, well, Beverly gets this up ice quick, and there could be a problem here on the change. They're not able to get everybody off the ice.
Smart play by Littlefield there to swing it around.
Big hit. We got to play it down, Paul. That's a big hit there. Looked like a clean hit by Matty Flynn.
Morency leaping over. Morency is irate at the officials, wondering why a boarding wasn't called, or
I don't know, Paul. I mean, it happened, you know, it was kind of a little bit of a blind area for us, but it looked like Matty Flynn went in there nice and clean. He didn't hit him high or anything.
Doherty wins the draw. Back for Hammer, over to Albano. Albano looks up the middle, stolen by Danvers, and dumped in deep by Hodgkins. Now Beverly circles back. Matt Hammer.
Yeah, we've called Captain Kevin Hodgkins' number 8, a few times now, senior forward.
We just got a comment on sweaters. They're probably seeing my big hole in my left elbow. We got a comment on the sweater wearing. Saved by Alex Taylor up high.
You know, if you want to donate to MassHighSchoolHockey.com, there's a big green button on the homepage so we can take care of Paul's sweater, get that patched for him. Again, right on the homepage is a green button.
Marcy back out there. Good to see him healthy, and he's shaken up by that hit, but it looks like he's healthy, and that's good news.
Down to 4:22 in the remaining in the second period here.
McLaughlin wins it to Irving, who does a 360, looks, and then takes a no-look shot that Alex Taylor nearly didn't see.
I think Irving's playing with a little chip on his shoulder after that hit earlier, Paul. He's had a couple of nice rushes already.
Calcagno gets stripped of the puck. Irving's shot goes wide. McLaughlin on the rebound, tries to get it down the boards, can't get it by Flynn, and now intercepted by Ganley. Quickly up, 3-on-1 if they hurry.
Boy, they got away with one there.
Calcagno slowed things down as he got to the blue line, and they had a break. They had numbers, but
Nick Albano also had a stick in his midsection as he was trying to skate by, so no call there, but hey, you're a defenseman, you got to slow him down, huh?
Morrissey back out there, backhander by number 3, Trevor Daly, goes well wide. And now McLaughlin trying to muscle it out of the zone. Ganley steps up from his defensive point and gets it in deep for Danvers. Circling is Morrissey. Now he loses an edge, able to recover momentarily and start up the left side. Backhand pass, long pass from McLaughlin, goes off his stick onto the stick of Cassidy for Danvers. Back it off the boards, back to Morrissey.
Yeah, Morrissey's got to keep his head here. He's still a little frustrated by that hit earlier, and
great pass there across the ice.
Don't want to make any mistakes late in the second period here.
Santo can't get by Ganley, and now puck loose in the Danvers end, picked up by Cassidy. Cassidy off the boards, looking for help, or looking just to get it out of the zone. Now Morrissey is pinched here by a couple of Danvers players, the 2-3 special, Lundergan and Daly. Santo, backhand pass onto the stick of Ganley, and in alone is Tibbetts, and a save by Biarelli.
You know, it was such a good save. Paulie was looking behind him.
Great play by back on the point by Ganley. His shot was blocked by Munzing, but it caromed right onto the stick of Lundergan. And
number 2, Sean Lundergan, junior forward, thought he had that left side open, and boy, big goaltender there. Tim Biarelli making the save. Keeping it a 1-1 game.
Buchanan takes the draw here with Kevin Lally, and they try to send Jake Straw away. Straw is knocked down, but Beverly on the forecheck here. Bacchini goes back to get it. 2 Danvers players collide again. They get it over to Matt Hammer, who will send it in, Hamor. Trust him. Pronouncing that correctly. Good forecheck by Lally, but Bacchini overskates it. And for Danvers now, Fleming trying to muscle it up the boards. Interception here. Wrist shot. And a save by Taylor. That was Albano down from the point.
Taylor, yep.
Buchanan pitches it up off the boards. Buchanan able to get it out of the zone.
Yeah, it's going to be offsides. They're going to touch up. 2:05 remaining in the second.
Milne sends a long one up for Cahill. Intercepted by Matt Hammer. Hammer in the middle to Doherty. Doherty's shot never makes it all the way through.
Nice play by Hammer, stepping up into that passing lane and stealing the puck.
Dangerous pass there
going to be an icing here
by Littlefield, but he got what he wanted, the icing.
Yeah, Littlefield needed a line change, as did his line mates there. Big shift by Littlefield, big hit by Littlefield. A lot of oohing and ahhing going on in the stands. About probably close to 2 million here tonight, Paul.
Yeah, well, 1.9 maybe, but at least that many watching us here at MassHSHockey.com. We got a thriller for the moment. It's 1-1 with 1:46 to go. The much-favored Beverly Panthers.
Yeah, Beverly wins the faceoff. Unfortunately, goes all the way back into their own zone.
They've got everything they can handle tonight from their neighboring Danvers
Yeah,
Falcons out of the Onion Town.
Absolutely, the Falcons have brought their A game. They're not making really no mistakes so far, so they could be frustrating them here.
Doherty on the rush. This line has not been real effective offensively tonight, and Doherty is a big scorer. I'm sure he's a little frustrated and throws a big hit there. Here comes Danvers the other way, and Munzing trying to get in the way of Calcagno. Quickly back on it is Morency over to Munzing. Backhander, and this may go the length for icing. Icing is indicated, not waved off.
Yeah, waved off with a minute remaining in the period, Paul. 1-1 here, and
Cassidy
hits the
long pass up, picked out of the air by Irving, but now Danvers able to get it to center. Onto the stick of Cassidy in the Danvers zone once again.
Yeah, Danvers got to be careful here with Irving on the ice, and 44 seconds remaining, and now he's got the puck.
Flips it up to himself, and now McLaughlin is there, and then we're going to get a penalty on Danvers here.
Yeah,
delayed call on Danvers for the trip of Connor Irving. Play continues here. Matt Hammer looks, sends it through. Irving tries to tip. On it is Santo. Santo down low to Albano in the middle to Irving under his stick. Beverly still with possession.
Yeah, a lot of standing around here by Danvers. They're going to touch this puck up.
the extra skater, we're down to 15 seconds. You know, they may want to take it all the way down the other end and get a full minute 30 is now. It's wristed in by Albano, wristed in with 8.2 to go, and Taylor makes that save, but it'll be a split penalty if they don't convert within 8 seconds, but that's still a pretty good length of time to open the third period with.
Yeah, good length of time. Cross-check there on Trevor Daly. Trevor just getting a little frustrated as he was chasing Irving around the ice a little bit. Irving drawing that penalty. So
already on the face-off here with Irving right behind him. They try to work that play. Irving with it into the slot, falls down, maybe tripped again.
I think that would be a stick between the skates that caused him to fall down there, Paul. But wow, what a great game. You know, we had spoken to Phil Stacey and Matt Roy prior to the game, and they told us that we should expect a tight, checking, close, low-scoring game, and they were right on. 1-1 here after 2 periods of play.
I missed who got that penalty. I was so intent on looking at the Beverly power play, but it was a tripping call at 14:52. Not sure who's in the box, but
yeah, it was a cross-checking against number 3, Trevor Daly, senior forward. So they'll have 1:22 remaining on that power play to start the third period.
And a good up and down period, especially for Danvers. No scoring in the period, but once again, Alex Taylor had to be tough, had to play well for Danvers between the pipes to hold off the high-scoring Panthers. And Danvers doing a pretty good job, and they actually did a real good job on the offensive blue line, keeping pucks in and forechecking.
Yeah, they sure did, Paul. I tell you, Danvers has brought their A game tonight, and Beverly's going to have to earn this one. No question about it. Obviously, 1-1 going into the third period. Very tight checking second period there. A lot more physical than what we saw in the first period. So both teams now feeling it. Got a good feel for the flow of the game. So both goaltenders coming up big.
Yeah, Biarelli was tested there, and he stood tall. For Beverly there, a couple of screenshots that could have put Danvers on top for the moment. But right now,
we just got a update here as Tewksbury leads Masco 2-0 after 1 period. So Tewksbury ahead 1-0.
And the winner of this game will play the winner of that game on Monday night. So after 2, quickly, no scoring in the second period. The first period, the goals were scored by Cahill for Danvers and by Irving for Beverly, and that's where we stand after 2 periods of play from Stoneham in D2 North action. It is Beverly 1, Danvers 1. We'll be back with third period action after this.
Join us for a thrilling third period. Not yet. We got Tewksbury leading Masco 2-0.
I know, it's fun.
They didn't have 15. What does Danvers have? They had 15.
All right, welcome back, everyone, for the start of the third period here as we've got the Beverly Panthers tied with the Danvers Falcons 1-1. Beverly a heavy favorite coming into this one at 18-1-1. Danvers coming in at 11-10-1. But from our North Shore, Phil Stacy and Matt Roy, newspaper insiders giving us the skinny before the game started, telling us that they expected a low-scoring, tight-checking defensive battle with stellar goaltending, and we've gotten all of it.
After 30 minutes, we're tied at 1, a goal apiece. Beverly has an advantage opening the third period. They're going to be a man up for a minute 22 if they need it. And they send out the horses. Irving between Santo and Doherty, the second-line center, will play right wing on this power play. Albano with a nice move to get by Calcagno, to get by Flynn. He'll take it into the zone, looking. Puck deflected high in the air. Ganley trying to poke it away from the forechecks, and good job there by Calcagno to ice it and kill time on this man down for Danvers.
Yeah, nice play there by number 11, Jay Calcagno, captain.
Here's Hamer. Hamer cross ice to Santo. Back to Hamer. Misses the connection on the return. Albano now deep into the right wing corner to Irving. Irving lays it back quietly for Albano. Back to Irving. Watched closely by Flynn. Lays it down low in the corner to Santo. Back up top to Albano. The wrister. And Alex Taylor saw that one all the way and gobbled that one up.
Yeah, gobbled it up and made sure that nothing came back out. No rebounds out in front of that net. Like you said, Paul, he saw that one all the way in and was able to control it all the way through. And face-off coming to his left with 29 seconds remaining in the power play.
Doherty wins it in the corner, but Ganley tries to hammer it behind the net. And now Irving has it on his stick. Top of the circle. Wrister in. Save Taylor. I mean, Irving has this great move where he looks the other way and just lets it go with those quick wrists.
And he's very accurate with that shot, Paul. Like you said, he's looking away from the goaltender and he's snapping it off, and goaltender's got to be ready for these.
Here he is again, leaves it over to Hamer. Hamer back to Irving, just falls off the back of his stick. 13 seconds now on the man advantage for Beverly. Interception here by Calcagno, intercepted back by Doherty, blocked by Cassidy.
5 seconds remaining, Paul.
Comes up top to Hamer. Hamer turns through a screen, and a goal!
No goal, Paul, no goal. Puck bounced right at the goal line, and Taylor jumped right on it.
My mistake, folks. I'm sorry, but from here, that looked like it. Taylor lost it, jumped up in the air, and dropped behind him.
Yeah, Taylor out in the middle of that crease and did hit behind him, Paul, like you said, but never crossed that goal line. And we're skating 5 of 5 now as Taylor loses his balance and kicks it into the corner. So all of a sudden it's turning into the Alex Taylor show here early in the third.
Wrister sent in by Bacchini. Now behind the net to Lally. Lally circles. He's got a man in front. That was Bacchini. Lally with a shot near side. Save Taylor. Rebound by Bacchini.
Got the crossbar that time, Paul, and
that's out of the
outside.
Zone
yeah, we're gonna get we might get a penalty now.
Munzing.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here. You don't want to take anything stupid, but Alex Taylor, a lot of pressure there from the Panthers all over the net, and Alex Taylor keeping it a 1-1 game with 13:07 remaining.
Nice play by Trevor Daly, the senior of Danvers, number 3, who sent it up the boards with just enough mustard on it to make it hop over the stick of Munzing and get it out of danger for the moment. It's been all Beverly this period. It's only 2 minutes in, but the benefit of the power play helped them, and now they are loaded for bear.
Yeah, we don't often say it, Paul, but great job by the officials here tonight. Good positioning by the official right there on top of the crease to call that no goal. He was in perfect position.
Cahill can't clear, and now interfering with McLaughlin at center ice.
Yeah, McLaughlin's got to be careful now, though. You don't want to get that retaliation.
Albano trying to dance through traffic at center. Milne now trying to pitchfork it out. Near side, kept in by Albano now.
Here's a breakout
by Hodgkins. Hodgkins is in alone for Danvers. The backhand. Saved by Borelli.
Oh, Borelli. Hodgkins had him beat to that right side, and Borelli got the pad out and stoned him. And
sticks are getting high up over in front of the Beverly bench. There's some activity that neither coach is going to be happy with. And I think we're going to get a penalty here or more than one.
No, I think he's just sending him to his bench saying,
okay,
go
good,
cool your
right,
head.
Mark.
Yep. Again, good officiating.
Here,
I like what we've seen tonight with these officials.
Albano was skating off the ice, upset at a play he made, and one of the Danvers players kind of rubbed it in his face, and then Albano skated to the bench, and Irving came over, and Irving and, again, one of the Danvers guys over there. I could see the numbers on the Beverly guys a lot better than the Danvers guys. Their backs are turned.
12:25 remaining with a faceoff coming to the right of Borelli.
Flynn for Danvers wins it from Lally back to the point. Cassidy, long shot in well wide. Ganley pitches, quick shot saved by Borelli and knocked way right up into the netting.
Yeah, Borelli getting all of his stick on that one, steering it clear into the corner and up over the glass, and we're going to get a faceoff to his left this time. But both teams starting to put some bodies in front of these goaltenders. A couple of screens and a couple of really big saves, tough saves when you can't see that puck coming through the screen.
Lundigan line out there for Danvers. Lundigan, Daly, and Tibbetts. And for Beverly, they counter with the their third line of, it's like Straw is out there.
Yeah,
and
Ryan Cassidy almost turning that one
knocked
over.
Down by Lally. And following up is Curley. Daly, rather. I'm sorry. Trevor Daly with a good shot from the side, but Borelli right on top of that one.
Yeah, Paul, it's one of our favorite plays, right? Throw the puck at the net. We've seen funny goals go in already tonight, and, nothing wrong with that. Throw it from the corner, let him make the save. The puck bounced around a little bit, but Trevor Daly, good shift, senior forward.
Doherty out there now with Leathersitch on his first shift out here, number 4. We were talking about him, and it looks like Doherty, Boyle, and Leathersitch. And now behind the net is, starting behind the net is Albano, but he turns and comes out the near side. Up through center for Doherty. Doherty trying to lay it down the boards for Leathersitch. And now a good hit there on Calcagno, thrown by Albano. Behind the net is Hamer. Matt Hamer, right up the middle.
For Danvers,
gets
Paul,
by
with
Flynn.
Hodgkins and the rest of the grinders on this line. Here comes Hodgkins now.
Flynn is knocked down on the far side, and
we got interference all over the place on this.
Hit by Albano, comes up high on Hodgkins, and puck skated away by Albano. Lifts it high in the air on a bouncer. Leathersitch comes up with it, right wing side. In the middle, looks for Doherty, goes by him, and sent down low by Boyle. On it now, Doherty trying to make a play, trying to get out in front himself maybe. He's pinned back there by Cassidy. Leathersitch can't play it behind the net, and skating out is Ganley.
You got a guy wide open here.
Ganley wants to lug it to the red and get it in, and he does as they need a change. Good forecheck down in the corner by Cahill. Now they're trying to pound it out. Boyle can't get it by 20. Tibbetts over there. Rather Fleming. 20 is Fleming for Danvers.
Yeah, Fleming,
Beverly
a junior
forced to ice
forward. Yep, nice play by Fleming, causing the Beverly Panthers to ice the puck with a face-off coming to the right of Borelli at 10:38 remaining in the third period. All knotted up in one. Paul, we got a barn burner.
We have a barn burner here. It's a great one, and not the way Beverly wanted to see it go, but just the way Danvers wanted to see it go at this point. Off the face-off, Munzing swings it around looking for Santo, trying to poke it up for Irving. Milne on it for Danvers. He can't get it up to Fleming. And now it's kept in at the point by Morency. Morency looking for Irving down low.
Danvers scrambling a little bit in their own zone. You don't want to be scrambling against this line that Beverly has on the ice. Get
Santo,
the puck out, fellas.
Great poke check by Santo. Irving with a shot that gets partially deflected wide. Morency back at the point. Hits Buchanan right in the pads. Littlefield knocks it high in the air and it's loose, and Taylor has to be alert on that one.
I tell you, Paul, I thought that hit the ceiling. That puck went up there high and came straight down, and there is
funny
Alex
play, really
Taylor,
funny play.
yeah. Alex Taylor just, boy, he had to be ready for that one. That thing dropped right out of the sky, and there he was to pounce on it.
Lundigan's line comes on for Danvers, and they'll square off with Lally's line for Beverly. Face off one to Albano back at the point. The wrister is blocked, and out come the Falcons. Number 3 is Daly. He dumps it deep into the corner, but on it first is Albano. Stolen by Tibbetts. Tibbetts centering pass for Lundigan. Can't control and skating away.
Nice block by Littlefield earlier, but here comes Beverly.
Jack Straw down the left wing, all alone now. He's got mates. Centering pass. It deflects right in on Taylor, and the whistle goes. with the puck still loose.
Yeah, I think we got a Beverly player down behind the net, though, and the referee's separating a couple of players.
Yeah, a lot of jarring going on.
A lot of jarring going on.
A couple
Paul.
of number 3s there. Lally and Daly, 3-on-3.
I'll tell you what,
going
Paul,
1-on-1.
The jarring favors the Danvers Falcons. That's what they want. They want to grind it out.
Good shot in by McLaughlin.
Physical
right
game.
off the face-off, low on the ice, through a screen. Taylor in position to make the save.
Yeah, I think the Falcons starting to frustrate this high-flying Beverly Panthers team, and
Irving wins it again. This time back to Albano, tipped in front by Santo. Santo on it. Plays it behind the net, looking for Irving. Irving fights with Ganley there. Ganley able to get it up to Calcagno. He can't get it past Albano at the point. Now they jam it out. And swinging at it is Hodgkins.
just over 9 minutes remaining in this one.
Albano tees up a long slapper, goes wide and high. Sending it down low is Irving.
Look out front.
Oh, scary pass for Danvers through the slot area.
Very scary, and they didn't get it out. This is trouble
Irving
right here,
sends
Paul.
it in deep with McLaughlin right in top on top of Taylor, and some people would call that interference on the goalie.
The goalie and the forward getting tangled up there. The net moving a little bit as well, so we're going to get a face-off just to the right of big Alex Taylor, the junior goaltender, who has played a very good game. Our shots at the end of 2 periods was Beverly 15 and Danvers 12. This period probably all even as well, as Danvers outshot them 7-6 in the second period.
Shot in by Doherty, scooped up by the big catching hand of Alex Taylor.
Yeah, Morency just getting off that wrist shot with nobody in front of the net. But again, put it on net. Anything can happen.
Off the draw, goes all the way around to Munzing on the right point. Munzing down low for Doherty. Leaves it off for Boyle. Boyle trying to get it back to Doherty. Leathersich now on that line. We don't know if something might have happened to
there's a big hit
Ross
there.
Wall. Yeah, Trevor
Daly
took
a big hit just in front of his own bench there, but was able to get the puck out of the zone.
Daly's been a target for a few of these Beverly guys.
Well, there's a breakout.
And here he is, Daly going hard for the puck. Trying to get by Munzing, can't do so. Now Morency puts a hit into Daly as they double team him.
Another big hit right there.
Doherty runs into Cassidy.
The physicality, everybody finishing their checks, and I don't know.
Here comes Lally.
We're going to get a penalty here on Danvers. I don't like that call, Paul. I like what the officials have done all game, but I don't like that call. And the coach, Coach Brown is out on it at the edge of his bench, and I've got to side with Coach Brown on this one. Looked like a good, clean check. I don't know what they're calling. Maybe a hold.
They call boarding on Matt Brown. And
did they really call boarding on that? Wow. That's a tough
the call.
penalty with 8:01 remaining in the third period of a 1-1 tie, and that one's questionable.
Irving far side on the power play. Back to Albano to Irving. Back to Albano. One-timer goes about 4 feet over the net. Right on it is Santo. Up to Doherty. Doherty in the middle. Back to Albano. Wrist shot. Saved by Taylor. I don't know how he saw that one.
Well, I don't know how he did either, Paul. He was out on top of the crease, square to the puck. Made a very nice save as the puck came through a bevy of bodies.
Yeah, they had a good screen set up. And Albano with a wicked wrister.
1:13 remaining on the power play, and Falcons got to get this puck out of the zone and kill some time off here.
Skated away by Flynn. So it was not Flynn who got the penalty. He's out there killing the penalty, so my missed call on that one.
Yeah,
Here's Albano up the middle for Doherty. 4-on-1 for the moment. Doherty, wrist shot goes wide. Santo on the rebound, right wing corner. Back to Albano. Nick Albano.
Yeah, not sure Doherty saw all the other Beverly players in front of him. There's another screen.
Oh,
what a
Doherty
save.
on the rebound. Up high to Albano. Wrist shot blocked by Cassidy. Rebound. Santo can't jam it inside the far boards.
Everywhere, Paul.
And Taylor covers up with 35 seconds to go on the power play for Beverly.
Boy, Alex Taylor, he's got eyes out in front of him somehow, Paul, because I don't know how he's seeing any of these pucks with bodies all over him. And he's making some stupendous saves here to keep this a 1-1 tie. 35 seconds remaining on the power play, 7:06 remaining in the game.
They're saying Cassidy has to stay out there. He's tired, number 18. and he also blocked a shot. So they'll send Hodgkins and Lundigan on the penalty kill up front.
Yeah, right off of Doherty's skate.
Here's Hamer, saved by Taylor. Doherty on it in the corner.
Down at 20 seconds.
Doherty up high, wrist shot with a screen. Save, pucker's loose in front, and it's batted out of the rink by Hodgkins.
Have the face-off outside the line here, Paul.
Yeah, went off Doherty,
off of Doherty's stick, and Beverly and Coach Gilligan are not buying the call, but that's a tough call. There were so many sticks and so many players going for the puck, and Beverly arguing it, but the men in stripes are going to win the argument as always, Paul.
17 ticks left on the man advantage for Beverly, and quickly nice Littlefield sends it the length of the ice.
Good heady play. He's had a good solid game. 10 seconds remaining on the power play. One last rush here for the
Albano. Who else? Up through center to Irving. Who else? Slows it down. Irving can't get by Littlefield. Littlefield pins Connor Irving to the backboards. Puck still loose. All even here. The Danvers penalty is over.
6:23 remaining in the game, and Littlefield fighting for that puck. And again, some hands coming up here, Paul.
Yeah, Jake Straw got his hands up high.
Sure did.
Kind of pushing at the head of one of the Danvers players. That was Matt Flynn. And
puck came outside the blue line, and
you don't want to give anybody a chance by doing something that is going to be called.
Yeah,
obviously that wasn't called, but
that wasn't called. But that boarding call that the penalty was killed. You'd hate to see a game decided on the power play on a call like that, but all even with 6:12 remaining.
But Cheney trying to get it in deep, and now puck is stolen from Munzing momentarily by Curley, but Munzing takes it behind his net and sends it up for Bacchini, who takes a hit from Buchanan. And here's a break here. Going down the win is Strard.
Oh,
Lally tried to tip it home.
Oh, boy, Alex Taylor's just seeing everything, Paul. 20 vision. My goodness, is he seeing the puck?
What a rush.
Better than anybody on the ice.
Jake Straw saw Kevin Lally headed to the net, made a nice backhand, half shot, half pass, and Alex Taylor was right there. Straw has it pop over his stick. Munzing sends it in, blocked by Buchanan. Buchanan up to Curley, over the line and dumps. Cahill in to forecheck, and good play by Borelli. And great hustle by Buchanan to keep it in now. He takes a big hit from Straw, and Lally skates away with the puck. Lally over the line, 2-on-3, and Lally is dumped by Curley. Furious hitting going on.
Very good, clean
Milne now dumps it up the middle.
That's a hand pass.
Cahill pops it into center. Buchanan should dump and change.
Yeah, Buchanan's doing everything he can to.
Oh, no, that's interference.
Yeah, that's going to be called.
What a nut.
That's a bad penalty. That's a good call. Not a good penalty by James Curley as he goes to the box with 5:11 remaining in the third period. Bad penalty, Paul. You got it right. That's a.
They called charging. They called charging.
Yeah, Curley came at least 3-4 strides. Could have been interference. They called the charge instead, and Danvers, I don't know, they just killed that penalty. They just had their top line out, and they were kind of gassed. Might not be a bad time to think about a timeout here.
Well, they're out there again. Santo behind the net, and Doherty with him. Doherty gets it up the boards, but it's out. And that's not a bad call, Mark. I mean, you only need one goal. Get your guys rested, but nonetheless, they're out there. Borelli leaves it for Albano up through center. Albano gets around Flynn. Albano has Irving headed to the net, sends it in, and Taylor once again makes the save.
Yeah, nice save by Alex Taylor, Paul. He saw that one all the way through. No screen in front of him there, but there's some tired legs on the ice for Danvers. And this is a situation where the next goal probably wins this one with 4:48 remaining, 1:07 on the power play here for the Panthers.
Calcagno and Irving. Calcagno's able to win it for Danvers. Ganley pounds it around the boards, but can't get it by Doherty at the left point. Doherty down low for Hamer, who's up from his defense position on this power play. And now Danvers able to skirt it up the boards and past all the Beverly players, and Doherty has to retreat with 48 seconds to go on the man advantage. Lays it over to Albano. Good job by Ganley here. And finally, Hamer able to backhand it in deep. But
Ganley,
first guy on it
a
is
really good shift. Good PK for him as he dumps it out again. So
good play by
Ganley,
Ganley and Cassidy as well in there to stop the Beverly play, and Albano will get the puck as it's stopped by Borelli. Albano looking the situation over with 24 to go on the power play. Albano slows it down, sends it around the boards, onto the stick of Santo. Santo will slow it down in the corner. He's pressed there by Cassidy. Good play by Lundigan, able to get it onto the stick of Cassidy. And
real strong penalty kill there,
down,
Paul. That was a
great
bad
penalty
penalty, but a great kill. And 3:45 remaining, and that's going to do it. We'll be 5-on-5 here.
Here's Straw. He got things going last shift out there, dumps it in deep. Headed for it is Bacchini. Bacchini will win it, centering pass off the skate of Hodgkins, but kicks under the stick of Lally for Beverly over to Morency.
Boy, I don't know how Danvers didn't come up with that loose puck. Boy, that
Morency now.
a lot of open ice there.
Dump it deep. Cassidy now just wants to ice it. And Curley out there again for
I think
Danvers.
Beverly wants a change here, and I'm sorry, I mean Danvers wants a change, and they're going to get it.
Munzing now overskates it, sends it up for Straw. Straw all alone. Buchanan back checks on Straw, near side. Straw working hard there, but
Buchanan
finally
has been sacrificing that body, Paul, all night. We've seen
Indeed.
him on the ice. He's got a lot of snow in those pants.
Littlefield up to Flynn, trying to find his wing Calcagno, but can't connect, and now Flynn will go all the way back in his own zone, give it off to Littlefield. His pass over the stick of Calcagno, and this is going to be icing with 2:44 to go in the third period, tied at 1.
Yeah, Calcagno's got to do a better job of trying to get a piece of that puck as it came right out to him. Maybe get a leg on it or a skate or a stick, anything. But you really don't want an icing there with 2:44 remaining. And again, we'll watch both benches.
Hodgkins and Irving on the draw. Here's Santo, centers in front, nobody there. Support from the point. Irving right in front, puck loose. Hamer, the shot blocked. Puck loose in the corner. Irving down low to Santo, trying to find Irving back, intercepted by
We got four
Littlefield.
Danvers Falcons chasing the puck in the corner, Paul.
Hamer.
They got to keep their heads.
Hamer down low to Irving, double team there, takes a hit from Littlefield, gets it back to Hamer. One-time shot goes well over the net. Karam's off this side to McLaughlin, back to Albano, tees it up. His shot is wide. Santo on it, 2:10 to go. Santo circles. Wrist shot, never makes it to the net.
Yeah,
Flynn now,
Danvers defense
can't get it
just
by Albano.
completely
Another
caving
block
in here,
there,
Paul. Nobody
block-
up at the point.
Blocked by Calcagno. Hodgkins can't find the handle. Neither can Irving. And now bounced off the boards by Hodgkins. Past Matt Hamer. Giving chases Calcagno. Hamer able to get it up to Irving. Irving lifts it towards the right wing corner. Never makes it there as Ganley intercepts.
Yeah, boy, did the Falcons need a change there, Paul. They dodged another bullet.
Irving heads to the bench, and Doherty's line will come out. And now Danvers trying to get it past the Beverly Hordes at center ice. And Doherty takes it in left wing, leaves it back for Albano. Tip right in front, and a save off Bacchini by Alex Taylor.
Alex Taylor going down to the butterfly there and able to control the rebound. And we're looking at the benches to see if there'll be a timeout with 1:26 remaining in this one. And both teams gassed as they leave everything on this ice. And we're going to get a timeout from the Falcons. So Danvers is going to call the timeout.
I think Danvers called it. Beverly had the tee up, and Danvers called it first. So that's a benefit to Beverly. They were going to call it, and Danvers got the audio out first. But with 1:26 to go, we want to tell everybody that overtime this year is a 6-minute overtime of 5-on-5. And if nobody scores on that, they go to a 6-minute sudden death 4-on-4. And if nobody scores then, they go to a shootout.
Yes, they do, Paul. And, nothing personal, but I don't know if I want to be here for a shootout, but we'll see. But minute 26 remaining in this one. And what a terrific game. Just a real gutty performance by this Danvers Falcons team. Kind of gutting it through that first.
On the way, and one rush the other way, the winning goal.
Oh, you're so right, Paul. That's dead on. Alex Taylor doing everything between the pipes for Danvers, while Tim Biarelli, like you said, not seeing a lot of shots, and sometimes it only takes one.
17,000 on their feet here. Face off to the right of Taylor in the Danvers end.
Nobody has exited the building, Paul.
Won by Irving to Doherty, but picked away by Ganley of Danvers. Ganley into the middle. I think there you got to get it to the red line and dump it.
Yeah, you got to get that puck into the offensive zone. Nice strong hit.
Good hit by Ganley on Doherty.
Ganley, yep.
Now Flynn gets it to Calcagno. Back to Flynn for the moment, but stolen by Albano. His little pass up is under the stick of Santo in the middle to Irving. Irving gets a shot off while he's being checked.
How did he get that shot off, Paul?
He's being checked and he's going down and he gets a shot off.
Yeah, boy. I tell you, that's just great hands, great puck sense, great awareness. Knew his body was spinning around and said, you know what, I can still shoot this puck.
And shot it in stride. 59.2.
Timeout now from Beverly this time. And
yep, Beverly's going to use theirs just 26.5 seconds after Danvers uses theirs. So no surprises. Both coaches want the horses out there if they can, and this is a way to keep them out there is use your timeout.
Yeah, good call by Coach Gilligan there. You know, that was a great shift and certainly a great move by Connor Irving, taking a little bit of a hit there as he was doing the spinorama. But, you know, this line's gassed and, you know, no reason not to call the timeout. Why waste it? Get the timeout. Keep these guys on the ice. Try to freshen them up as much as you can. They won't be completely fresh legs, but as they're all on one knee. But I don't see any oxygen being handed out. You got Doherty out there playing the right wing in place of McLaughlin on this kind of special situation. Doherty normally the center on the other line, but a high-scoring wing now with Santo on the left and Irving in the middle, of course, and Albano and Hamer, obviously the defense pairing. Danvers will counter with Cassidy and Ganley on defense, and their top line of the tri-captains, Flynn on the left, Hodgkins in the middle, and Calcagno on the right. But the guys we're watching now are the two goaltenders, Borelli for Beverly, and of course Alex Taylor down to our left. Big face off here to the right of Taylor.
Irving wins it. Closing is Albano. Play to Irving. The backhander goes wide. Closing on the far side is Hamer.
Got to be careful here, Paul. They've been running around a little bit in their own zone. Now they got an opportunity to go on offense.
Flynn comes all the way across the ice. Flynn trying to get around Albano. Good job by Albano. Good job by Flynn to get it deep. And now Santo comes the other way. 36 seconds to go. Santo trying to get around Ganley. He's pinned there.
Nice hit by Ganley. Beautiful. Rode him right off the puck.
Hodgkins double forecheck there by Beverly. Puck
loose.
loose.
Turnover here in his skates.
24 seconds to go. Long shot in is blocked by Hodgkins. He's got to get that out of the zone, and he does. Albano will skate back, and icing will be called here.
Yep.
There's going to be 15.6 to go in the third period, all tied at 1. And
another big face-off coming to Taylor's left here in his own zone. And again, Danvers has got to be careful not to start chasing that puck around their zone. A couple of guys out of position there, leaving players, Beverly players all alone in front of Taylor.
Littlefield comes on to replace Cassidy here, and that's the only change in personnel. It's the same, and 9 other identical players. Puck in front, Santo takes a chop at it, but Taylor first there and covers it up. Down to 11.6, as you see.
Beverly got what they wanted there, Paul. They got the puck to the net, player going to the net. But
again, this play is Doherty win it to Irving. That's their play here. And Hodgkins just wants to get it to the boards or in the corner. Instead it comes to Albano. It's tipped. And Taylor is down.
Yeah, Taylor running a little interference here. It's going to be another icing, I believe.
Icing with 1.5. And honestly, I'd pull the goalie now. 1.5, you pull the goalie and put big bodies across. And put your best left shot on that draw. But they're not going to do it here.
No, they're not gonna heed your advice, although I agree with you, Paul. I think that's the right play here. Get your goalie out of the net.
Irving to Albano. The shot blocked by Calcagno. And we're going to go to overtime, folks. 1-1 in a battle of North Shore neighbors. Danvers and Beverly. Wow.
Yeah, what a terrific game, Paul. The whole game, well played by both teams. Certainly well played by junior goaltender Alex Taylor of Danvers, as he came up extremely big in that third period.
Taylor's the reason we're still here.
Taylor is the reason we're still here, and certainly a gritty performance. But
take nothing away from the rest of Danvers. I mean, they're hanging in there. They're blocking shots. They're diving. They're doing everything they can. But, Beverly just keeps sending out the waves. And really, the line that got them going about 2/3 of the way through was in the depth charts, it's really Beverly's third group. It's Lally and Straw and Bacchini. They were like the high tempo line, and they almost had the winner there when Straw sent Lally to the net. But again, Alex Taylor, the difference.
Yeah, he is the difference. Nick Albano getting a couple of really good shots off there from the point as well.
Is Albano getting any ice time?
Yeah, I know.
I don't think he's left the ice
name, and certainly Irving's name and Doherty's name. Kind of regulars here, especially the bench got very short.
Yeah, we'll see if they go back to the regular lines here with 6 minutes, and they do. I see right now that number 15, McLaughlin, is out there to play his normal right wing slot with Irving and Santo and Doherty. You know, you got to play more than one line. So Doherty, the center on the second line, will be taking his regular spot, and you know he got a lot of ice there, but he's back. You know, they gotta go regular here for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll see what Santo can do with the puck too. He's been skating pretty well. He's got some fresh legs there.
Ganley with it in the Danvers end, over to Cassidy. Up the middle, intercepted by Albano to Irving. Irving with some room. Great play by Calcagno
nice
to
play
poke it off
there.
his stick.
Yeah, sure.
Calcagno's stick comes high on McLaughlin. Hodgkins deep into the Beverly end. Right wing corner, pinned there, and picking it up is Calcagno.
All day is Hodgkins.
Calcagno has to send it behind the net again, and number 8 and number 8 go at it there. Hodgkins and Albano. Albano just chips it up the middle and out.
Who's going to win this baseball?
Irving on the go, and he's hooked by Cassidy.
Yeah, no call there. Two bodies hooking away at him, and
good play by McLaughlin to center, but Calcagno, now Hodgkins rather. Hodgkins is kind of riding the stick of Santo for good measure. You know, one good deed deserves another.
We can do it just as well.
Here's Cassidy now as the troops change over there on the boards.
Yeah,
but Albano's not going anywhere, and Doherty now has Bacchini on his right and Straw on his left.
Good dump in there. I like that play. Unfortunately, they're unable to control it, but we're going to get an icing because of the dump in. So.
And, you know, Ganley for Danvers has been out there an awful lot as well, 15. And now Ganley and Cassidy are going to change up, and Littlefield and Milne will come out for Danvers and give the other two guys a rest.
Yeah, they're taking a lot of faceoffs in their own zone, though, Paul. This might come back to bite them as Beverly's been winning some of these faceoffs. Right back to the point, they'll go with it.
Doherty and Lundgren. Doherty wins it. Straw with a shot goes wide. Daly lifts it out to center. They can't control it there. Daly trying to find Lundgren, but now it comes to Munzing for Beverly. Munzing can't get it by Lundgren, and now Doherty. Spinorama. Graham Doherty loses over to the left side, but Shaw picks it up. Straw, rather, picks it up for Beverly.
There's an opportunity here.
Here's
now
Danvers.
for Danvers.
This is Tibbetts trying to get it deep, and now Lundgren sends it in and goes to the bench and changes.
Yeah, Biarelli's got to be ready for that bouncing puck. I mean,
Munzing decked by Morency. And here comes Beverly out of the zone. A hit by Danvers here as Doherty goes down. He took a hit from Curley.
A punch was thrown there, Paul. You know, you got to be careful.
Milne
some
up
good hits, but don't throw that second punch there.
Albano picks it out of the air, but here's Cahill for Danvers. He's stripped of the puck by Albano. Dangerous pass through the middle.
Right out in front of the net.
Beverly now breaks through center. That's offsides as Santo
took the shot.
Santo lost control just for a second, and it caused Calcagno, who sends Flynn around, trying to get around Hamer. Flynn dumps it deep into the corner. Calcagno, centering pass, shot, save Birelli! What a stop! Hodgkins had the winning goal on his stick!
We got a whistle. We got a timeout here and a whistle.
What a play by Calcagno to center it out to Hodgkins, and Birelli made the save. I don't know what the call is here. Danvers players discussing what's going on.
I thought he was signaling a penalty against Beverly for a second there, but they're going to get the icing, and that's it. And we'll give a special shout out to Charlie and Sammy Duty watching us in Canton, Massachusetts.
And a happy birthday to Tom Coveney.
And a happy birthday to Tom Coveney on the South Shore. Sure, absolutely. Coveney turning 35 again today.
He likes that age. Flynn wins the draw, but can't get it all the way in on net, and Morency intercepts. Jack Morency up off the glass, comes to Ganley of Danvers, who gets it to Hodgkins, but he can't get it by Morency right in front of us here. And now Graham Doherty will try to help out. Battles with Ganley. Hodgkins comes up with a puck, takes a big hit upstairs from Morency.
No, they got to call that one.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, the elbows and the arms are coming up. I'm all for letting the boys play, but we've been talking about this, Paul, for the past 2 periods, 2+ periods, and I know Coach Gilligan's not going to like the call, obviously, but they're going to get him for an elbow with 2:52 remaining here in the first overtime period. So huge power play here for the Falcons.
Here, if you're Danvers now, you don't do anything close to a penalty because they're going to even it up.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to call it
Flynn,
tight here.
Calcagno, and Hodgkins for Danvers. Albano, nice play to bank it off the boards and send it deep. Irving will forecheck on the man down. He's out there with Santo. Albano dumps it deep. Beverly will clear. Irving off to Santo. Santo trying to go, and Ganley throws a hit at Santo. Flynn circles around off the backboards to Cassidy.
Oh,
Cassidy loses it.
Paul, look out. Here comes
Santo leaves it to Albano. Blocked by Cassidy.
Nice.
Danvers can't clear. They're on the power play, and they can't get it out of their zone.
Boy,
Irving.
Santos a one-man wrecking crew here right now.
Santo turns and fires. Irving's all alone in front. Down a man. The most dangerous guy on the ice, and they leave him all alone.
Yeah, 48 seconds remaining on the power play, and Danvers has got to collect themselves here and start a rush up ice and get the puck into the offensive zone.
Cassidy to Calcagno, sends it in deep. First on it will be Albano. He can't chip it by Cassidy, who came down from his point position. Now,
not seeing much energy out of this power play, Paul. These guys are standing still.
It's the same guys that have been on the ice a lot. You know, it begs the question, maybe you shake it up for 30 seconds, but whatever, it's into the Beverly bench. And
24 seconds remaining on the power play, 1:46 remaining in the first overtime, and faceoff's going to come to the right of goaltender Tim Biarelli. And
if you're Danvers, the coaches, they don't want to go 4-on-4 with Beverly. They want to try to go all out and win it here. Now it's Littlefield can't keep it in. Goes over to his partner Milne. Milne sends it in
Littlefield
through Hamer. Hamer and Albano have been out there most of it, but of course Morency and Munzing were there because Morency got the penalty. Now Lundigan trying to pop it by the pile, and instead Albano gets it to center with 1 second. Now the penalty over, so they kill it off. And on the forecheck here for Danvers is Daly. They're trying to send Straw away. Straw pushes at Littlefield, and now Borelli leaves it behind the net for Albano. Up the middle for Irving. Irving and Santo, 2-on-2. Irving, wrist shot, saved by Alex Taylor.
Alex Taylor making the face save there with the mask, and that's why they wear a mask. You saw that one all the way in, Paul. But we had sticks flying, we had mouth guards flying, we had pucks flying, and we still stand 1-1 with 58.3 seconds remaining in the first overtime.
Off the draw, controlled by Beverly. In the corner, centering pass.
Great block there. He's got to get back to his skates, though.
Doherty back on right wing here with Irving and Santo, and now it comes back to the point to Matt Hamer. Over to Nick Albano, up
Cassidy
to Connor Irving.
Sacrificed the body there, Paul. Beautiful.
Yeah, Ryan Cassidy's blocked a lot of shots tonight.
He sure has. He's had a great game. He's hurting right now. He's smarting, bending over a little bit, but staying on the ice.
Boy, these 10 skaters have seen a lot of activity in the last.
Senior defenseman. Here's a turnover.
Irving, centering pass. Hodgkins intercepts. Flynn to the line, but not out. Albano, long shot in. Blocked by Cassidy again.
Help in the middle if he wants to get rid of it.
Calcagno now, 2-on-3 for Danvers. Calcagno pops it into the left wing corner with 8 seconds. 7, 6, centering pass. It's loose. They hammer away. 3 seconds. And now it's ice, the length of the ice by Doherty, and that will do it for the first overtime.
And we got bodies on the ice, Paul. There's not a kid on the ice here tonight that hasn't given everything they have. Very little left in the gas tank for either team here. What an effort. It's hard that one of these teams is going to have to go home after this round, but boy, what a performance by both the Beverly Panthers and the Danvers Falcons. And the 4-on-4, like you said, Paul, probably does favor Beverly a little bit with the open ice, and certainly the skating ability of players like Connor Irving, the senior forward, number 22, who has shown us some of his moves. But, sometimes you play 4-on-4, you have that open ice, and you're subject to turn it over when you're doing a little too much.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that's the danger. You know, that's the danger. But, you know, I guess one school of thought is you're going to win or lose with your best. You know, but the turnovers, you got to be careful of turnovers. That's all.
Yeah.
4 on 4.
Certainly don't want to take a penalty either.
4 on 4 has to favor Beverly with open ice.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it happens, how it plays out.
I agree. I mean, the only thing you can look at for Danvers right now is the fact that Alex Taylor is playing very well between the pipes for Danvers, but the Beverly parents are crossing their fingers and their feet, we're told. So, you know, lot happening here at Stoneham Arena tonight. We've got people crossing their feet, sticks flying in the air. And we're into our 4 on 4 overtime, 6-minute overtime here. And again, well, some reason Beverly says that it's 5 on 4, Paul. Not sure what's going on here as they've got 6 skaters on the ice.
Yeah, it's 4 on 4 for another 6 minutes. And then we go to that dreaded, stupid thing that should never be part of hockey, the shootout.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we get there.
As John Mahoney mentioned the other night, some teams' philosophy is 3 forwards and a defenseman. And Beverly has 2 and 2 here, and so does Danvers. 2 forwards, 2 D.
Yeah, both playing a little conservative to start here, but
go the other way.
Danvers has got plenty of open ice.
Cassidy, nice pass up the middle to Flynn. It's Flynn and Calcagno up there for Danvers. Picked off by Irving, and coming away is McLaughlin. 1 on 3, wrist shot, handcuffs.
Wow,
and handcuff Taylor.
McLaughlin, where did that come from, Paul?
Ganley now lugs it to center, dumps it in. Borelli will leave it there for Munzing.
Yeah,
and
interesting
interesting
here
here
not to take a charge here, Paul. That came all the way from across the ice.
Beverly starts their second defense pairing, and now the first defense pairing comes out. Battling here are McLaughlin and Calcagno. Calcagno comes up with it for Danvers. Over to Cassidy with room.
That's a good play right there. Take the ice, take advantage of the open ice, and skate with it as long as you can.
Ganley can't get by Albano. Albano up to Doherty. Doherty, nice move into the middle. Wrist shot. Pad saved by Alex Taylor.
Another save by Taylor. He continues to come up large for the Falcons.
I'll tell you, Taylor's starting to look like that guy Schiller for Arlington the other night. These guys, Schiller stoned St. John's Prep. 53 shots for St. John's in the Arlington big 1-0 victory, and tonight Alex Taylor stoning Beverly.
We talked about that down in Falmouth. A hot goalie you can ride him all the way into the garden.
Here's Hodgkins out here with Lundigan. The 2 centers are paired up as the second 2-man unit up front for Danvers, and now Albano up the left side for Santo. Santo out there with Doherty.
Great game, Paul. Look out for Santo. He showed his ability to skate through that open ice.
Littlefield dumps it deep. Number 9, stick to the other. And that's a push right there, and that's a penalty in any other stage of the game right there.
Didn't call that one, Paul. Even
Albano gets away with it and dumps it in, but intercepting is Milne over there for Danvers. Pops it back to center, and Irving has skating room. Connor Irving
off the ice a little slow there, Paul.
Lays it back to
Munzing,
Munzing.
as you said.
Over to Albano. Albano up the middle for Irving. Chips it deep left wing corner. It's McLaughlin on it, fighting with Littlefield. McLaughlin
nice
wins
job
that
by
one.
McLaughlin to win that battle.
The pass back by McLaughlin goes all the way down, and Borelli will leave it for Munzing here. 3:31 to go. Munzing being watched by Flynn. Gets it by Flynn, but under the stick of Milne. Milne takes a hit from McLaughlin.
Wow.
And Beverly regrouping now as Morency will play it behind his net and slow it down, leave it for Irving.
Yeah, the Danvers coaching staff shaking their heads on that one.
Irving comes up the left side, looking, dances through center ice. Checked by Calcagno. Calcagno gets an elbow up high.
Well, they're letting the boys play here in the second overtime, 3:02 remaining.
Munzing over the line, shoots it from outside the blue line, right into the body of number 9, Littlefield, and he wants to change. Long pass up by Cassidy to an open wing, and it comes all the way back to Munzing. Munzing across to Morency.
They'll turn into turnover.
Second overtime has been all Beverly, and sometimes something pops and the other team wins, and I'm sure Beverly doesn't want to see that.
Yeah, 30 seconds remaining, Paul, and we're headed to that your dreaded
shot,
shootout
Borelli
if,
with the
nobody
save.
scores
Here's
there.
Littlefield closing, far side. Littlefield can't get it by, and here's Irving in a breakaway.
Irving all by
Irving in
himself.
alone. Saved by
what a
Taylor, and he
save.
covers up.
Oh, Alex Taylor, player of the game.
Wow!
Comes off, one of the best goal scorers in the state. And Alex Taylor stones him, Paul.
Well, you know what, Alex, we may see that in a few minutes again. Irving
That one
in
might be
on
on
Taylor.
ESPN as you had Connor Irving just busting down the seam.
And a great block over there. I'm not sure who made the block that sent Irving away, but they've still got 13 seconds.
13.3, and they can win it back to, oh, no.
Ganley
Danvers
all the
is
way
able
around
to
the boards,
get
gets
all
it to
the way
center
up
with
and
8
out.
seconds now. Hamer over skates. Doherty with
3,
one last chance.
2.
Irving will lift it in and bounce it and try that way
Wow.
to beat Alex Taylor. But what a performance by Alex Taylor between the pipes for the Danvers Falcons tonight.
Boy, I tell you, Paul, we've been saying it for the past couple of periods. Alex Taylor is the difference here. The reason why we're still 1-1 heading into period number 6 here, which will be a shootout. The Falcons and the Panthers just leaving it all on the ice here tonight. Certainly nobody more than Alex Taylor. I don't know how many saves he has now, but
You know,
we'll
it
see
doesn't
if we
have to
get
be
that
a
from the
lot because they've
studio.
all been great. You know, it's like the old Red Sox in '67. If you just joined us, it's happened again. A goalie standing on his head. But this time it's tied through 5 periods. The only scores in the game came 30 seconds apart back in the first period. At 3:14, Danvers broke on top with number 13, Kyle Cahill, with the goal and an assist by James Curley. That was at 3:14, and then at 3:43, 29 seconds later, Connor Irving tied it with an assist to Ryan Santo, and that's been all the scoring in 12 and 57 minutes of play.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, nothing but donuts being hung up there by both goaltenders. Certainly Alex Taylor's eating the majority of the shots, but
Yeah, but Borelli's played very
he's
well
played
as
very
well.
Absolutely, Paul. A couple of big chances there for the Falcons in that overtime, and
Couple of
really coming
juniors.
up large, sure.
Tim Borelli for Beverly and Alex Taylor.
Well,
two
you got your
juniors.
backstops for next year. I'm
Phenomenal.
sure Coach Gilligan and Coach Brown have that box checked off. Goaltender all set, thank you. But we're going to go to a shootout here, and you know, this is just great high school hockey, Paul. Division II, a classic for the ages here. These two played a marvelous game last year with Danvers pulling the upset, and
You know, it's too bad they don't have a scoreboard or a message board or something, because with all the people here, the audio is not the greatest. We're not going to hear the exact rules, whether it's best out of 3 or best out of 5, or you know, we'll just
see
have to
if
go
we
with the
can-
flow here.
yeah, we'll see if
I think
Rick
it's
Comfort
5.
can shed a
It
little
used-
light on that. I think it is 5.
Used
but,
to be 5, and you got to be 5 different guys. Obviously, it's not like the Olympics when T.J. Oshie can just stand at center and keep
Oshie
taking
and Oshie
penalty
and Oshie,
shots.
Sure. But it should be a lot of fun. 35 seconds counting down here on the scoreboard before the shootout will begin. And both teams and all the fans here just going crazy. What an atmosphere, Paul. What
This
a
is-
game. Kudos to both teams and both coaching staffs and to both sets of fans.
Yeah, we got a packed house here. It is 5 shooters. We're getting some help. It is 5 shooters, and it looks like first up.
So the Lynn headquarters has spoken back from corporate. We got a 5 shooter contest here for the.
And we
for
got
the
that info
shootout.
from a coach too, watching with his sons.
Thank you, coaches, and thank you, fans and spectators, for viewing our MassHighSchoolHockey.com broadcast tonight. Certainly getting your money's worth here tonight.
First shooter is going to be Nick Albano. The high-scoring defenseman from Beverly will be the first to go in the shootout.
Yeah, what a game he's
Number
had,
8.
Paul. He's done everything but put it in the back of the net, so here's his opportunity to put his team up.
Albano going one-on-one with Alex Taylor. Here we go.
All right, Taylor's going to come out and challenge him, no doubt. Albano able to sneak it around Alex Taylor, very nice move. A great offensive move for a defenseman. I tell you, that's a heck of a goal, Paul.
Yeah, he slowed it down. He made it look like he was going to shoot, and then he pulled it back and went to the backhand and just tucked it behind Alex Taylor. And first up for Danvers is going to be one of the tri-captains, Matty Flynn.
Here comes Matty Flynn now taking the puck at center ice. A lot of speed coming in.
The wrist shot goes high and wide to the right. 1-0 after one round, Beverly.
Yeah, got that puck, came down with a lot of speed. Sometimes when you have that much speed, it's hard to control your wrist shot. Tried to go for the high corner, which is the right place to go, but went over the net.
Graham Doherty.
Oh,
Poked
nice
away!
shot.
What a play by Taylor!
Yep.
Graham
Alex
Doherty
Taylor
had a
using
move
that
in
reach.
mind.
So
But
Taylor's able to use the reach and knock it away, and we'll see if Danvers can tie it up here on the second shootout.
It's going to be another one of their tri-captains, Jay Calcagno, number 11, trying to tie it up for the Falcons.
Doing a little serpentine style here in. Oh, big save.
Great save by Borelli.
Yeah, Borelli able to get that left pad out. Big pad, nice slow move there by Calcano, and Beverly will look to go up 2 here.
Here comes Connor Irving. Wow, what a move. What a move.
As Taylor tries the stick again, but not that time, says Connor Irving. Natural goal scorer, Connor Irving, his second goal of the night.
You know, that just looked too easy. So Danvers now trailing it 2-0 with their third shooter. If
So
Borelli
they could
stops
close
them
it out
here,
here,
Beverly
yep.
just needs one more.
All right, almost a must score here for Danvers if they want to keep this thing going.
This is Alec Littlefield, the senior defenseman, who's going to take the next shot for...
Yeah, Littlefield, another one that's had a great game tonight, called his name often. He's going to be patient here.
Oh, he skates
loses the
over it.
puck. So 3-1, Beverly can put it away here if they score. If they don't score, Danvers has a heartbeat.
And it's going to be Jesse McLaughlin. If he scores here, it's all over.
Yeah, McLaughlin again, Paul. Game we've been calling all night. Real gritty performance. He comes in with a little bit of speed here, and we'll see what Alex Taylor can do.
Shoots it high and over the net and takes
Taylor
his
not
stick
happy.
and hits Taylor in the face. Wow. He took a swipe at Alex Taylor and hit him right in the
now
face.
It's do or die time. The Falcons must score or it's all over. So if Barilli can make the save,
it's going to be
Beverly moves on.
Kyle Cahill, the junior forward. He has the Danvers goal in the game. So here he comes, Kyle Cahill.
Cahill taking it in. Score!
And he scores!
Cahill keeps them alive. So Beverly does not move on just yet. Hold your horses. 3-2.
Wow.
So again, Beverly, if they score here, they put it away.
It's going to be Brendan Boyle. Brendan Boyle, the junior forward, number 6, will take this shot for Beverly.
All right, referee gives him the signal to go, and Boyle picks it up at center ice, and here he comes on Taylor. Oh, and Taylor skates him wide. So Taylor forces him wide. He loses the puck into the corner, and Beverly is down to there.
Yeah, Danvers.
Stop is
So
Danvers needs to
he
score
scores.
here.
He scores. We move on. The save's made. It's over.
Here
and it's
you go.
Hodgkins.
This is all you got. Number 8 coming up ice.
Kevin Hodgkins.
He hit the
post.
He hit the post.
He hit the post, and it's over.
Oh, Hodgkins hits the post as Tim Barilli and his Beverly Panthers will move on to the Final Four here.
What a game!
Men's
How
D2
close can you
North.
get to tying it again? He hits the post, and this kid played a phenomenal game down to our left. What a
Again,
hockey
Paul,
game.
tough to send home any of these teams here tonight. Hard to say that there's a winner or a loser, but there has to be in tournament play, and certainly Danvers Falcons very proud of what they did tonight, and Alex Taylor just stepping up and keeping them in this game the whole night, but Tim Barilli equal to the task in overtime. And,
Barilli earned his
on.
keep. He showed why he's one of the top goaltenders in the state, and certainly Alex Taylor. You got to put him in that conversation after watching him tonight, but what a hockey game.
Oh, what a game. And Connor Irving, what a treat it is to watch him play. Plays the game right on both ends of the ice. A lot of back checking. Everybody's going to sleep well tonight, Paul, including us. But boy, nobody more so than the goaltender of Danvers.
You give stars for scoring goals, but if there were 3 stars in this game, they'd all go to Alex Taylor, in my opinion.
Yeah, Alex Taylor did everything he could, and Beverly moves on. Just a great game by both teams. You know, both coaches have to be tickled pink.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's frustrating for Davis, but they knew it was a much more uphill battle this year than last year to pull this upset off. But they came in here and did everything they could, and took a double overtime. Nobody scores, and you get out of the last shot of a shootout that hits the post. I mean, how much more can you ask for?
They did a big thank you out to the boosters of all 4 schools making this possible tonight. We like coming out to these games. Obviously, we're not enough of profit, so if you'd like us to come out to Chelmsford or any of your other games, we'll be doing the D1 games through the National Federation under contract.
D1A.
The D1A games. So the D1A games will be Sunday, 12, 2, 4, and 6. I believe it is at the Garden. You can get all that information off of the MIAA.net homepage. Thanks to all our friends at the MIAA, obviously, for letting us be a part of this as we were able to bring this one to tonight. And we love nothing more than to be able to call the action from Chelmsford. So anybody that would like to step up and
just go on the website, masshshockey.com, and send an email to info@masshshockey.com and tell us where your game is, and if you could support us to the kind of modest limit we need to be supported to come out and do the game.
Yeah, not a whole lot of money for us to come out here. We certainly enjoy coming out here and do everything we can to be at every game we can be at. But again, thanks to Rick Comfort back at the home shop.
The bunker.
The bunker giving us the updates for the shootout there, knowing that it was going to be 5 shooters, and obviously Pat Serio here through both games and the overtime. So SerioVideo.com, and The MIAA programs are also available up on the website and around the rink, so be sure to grab your MIAA program. And
great night for high school hockey here, D2 North. It was Marblehead 4, North Reading 1, and in an unbelievable contest, a shootout win for Beverly over Danvers. They win it 2-1. I'm not sure how they count that, but in goals, they got 2 in the shootout. Danvers got 1 after a 1-1 tie through 57 minutes of play.
All right, so again, just recapping your Final Four that will go off on Monday night. You're going to have Marblehead facing off against Tewksbury in the first game on March the 3rd. Times to be announced. And then you're going to have Beverly against Lincoln Sudbury, who knocked off Winthrop 2-1 tonight. So that's your Final Four here in D2 North. Coming to you live from Stoneham Ice Arena. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to go to the MIAA.net website on Sunday to catch all the 1A action coming to you live from Boston Garden on Sunday. And hopefully we'll see you folks in Chelmsford. Again, info@masshighschoolhockey.com if you'd like to see us up there. Everybody have a great night.
Let's go, baby!